I'm here with my main man, John Galvin. John, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you? Nice jacket.
I wore it specially for you.
I appreciate that. It matches your personality and mine.
This is my what is it? Jesus Christ Superstar jacket, man.
Yeah, what's it? Andrew Lloyd Webber, the Cuban
Actually,
version.
the funny part was the first time I originally wore this jacket was uh for the Billfish Foundation's Saturday Night Fever gala dinner a few years ago, and I felt it was very apropos. As that was the reason why I wanted to get you on here to talk about that. But I also know that I told you to bring a cocktail because I knew we'd be here for a while chatting. So just for that,
Saludos.
just for you, my buddy.
Cheers, my
Cheers.
friend.
Mm. How the hell are you?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Managed to flew out of Massachusetts just in time before Snowmageddon 2026 hits. Looks like we're going to looks like my home state, much like about two-thirds of the country, is about to get walloped pretty good.
Man, while I was waiting for you to jump on, I was looking at Twitter. And Vincent O'Shana, the comedian, the commentator on Valuetainment, he was doing a weather forecast, and it doesn't look good, man.
I mean, it's a snowstorm. It's nothing. Any of us that grew up in New England, I mean, it's a blizzard. It happens. It comes with par for the course for living up there. But this is going to be a good one. I don't think they really know what the accumulations are going to be. Where I live in Falmouth on Cape Cod, we're kind of on a demarcation line. If it could be 7 to 12 inches, we could have 12 to 20 inches. Not to mention snow drifts from the ocean effect with the winds. There's going to be a lot of ice at some point. I know it's 4 degrees before wind chill, I think, right now at home.
Ugh.
It's cold. I saw a recent. It's got to be a exaggerated prediction, but it said like parts of Boston are in like the range was like 20 to 60 inches, which that's a blizzard of 78 type stuff. Uh,
60 inches?
I mean, when I was a lot younger, we had a couple good blizzards where we had 2 3 foot dumpings of snow. It's awesome.
That shit, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's a blast
Man,
until
it's
until it turns brown and gross and ice. But it's when it's falling and it's fresh, it's fun. It's winter wonderland.
back then, I bet you even went to school with 60 inches. They didn't shut shit down back then.
No, no, not at all.
Not like now.
No, but I guess I'm old enough now. I could say back then we went uphill both ways, barefoot in the snow. Didn't matter.
Yeah, but that's back when they had cocaine and Coca-Cola. So.
I'm not as old as you, man.
That's
Not
why
far, not far behind though.
that's why our grandparents did so much.
Well, that's why they are the greatest generation. They're tough as nails.
Oh my God. Even me, I'm Gen X and I feel like a sissy compared to them guys.
Oh God, yeah. But then again, compared to some of the portions of the younger groups, we are much thicker skinned.
Listen, I'm glad that you pointed out portions. You didn't just throw it
Yeah.
under everybody because I had this very in-depth conversation with my girlfriend. We were talking about, today's kids, they don't work as hard. I go, time out a second. They said the same thing about Gen X. Oh, you guys are the grunge generation. You guys ain't doing anything. And
Said the
I'm like,
same about millennials, and there's millennials that bust their goddamn ass, and
well, you know what it is when they're 19 or 20, the good ones are working their asses off.
some of them even earlier if their parents are raising them right.
Yeah, I mean, I started working at 14. By 18, I was on the road fishing.
Yeah, I remember I first started working. No, 14. I think that's like workers permit or something in Massachusetts where you can legally work. But I
Uh-huh.
remember when I was a kid, my mom.
Legal? What is this legal? I'm Cuban, man. There's nothing legal, man.
That's I did quotations. But I mean, I remember my first job on a boat was with one of the laboratory boats in Woods Hole, where my mother's from, and I was 12 working.
Okay.
It was a research dragger, and I got a like $100 a week and a bucket of squid every day. It was a hell of a deal.
No, no joke.
Always had bait, and got to see like research happening, real life science shit happening real time.
And that's where your love of the ocean started.
That set me on the set my course for this career in fishing and sport fishing, and but
Well,
also started the love of also the science part of it too.
no, but listen, you could have gone a couple ways. You could have gone in the scientific,
Yeah,
academic. You ended up going the recreational side.
yeah. Well, it's a lot more fun capturing the specimens for the scientists and helping them do their work. Let
No,
them do their thing, and we get to do our thing. And I think a lot of us had that that proverbial fork in the road too. And we, chose a passionate part of it while still maintaining the connection to the stewardship part of it.
yeah, 100%, 100%. I went to school. I wanted to teach marine biology.
So I wanted to be like a Jacques Cousteau or Robert Ballard.
Yeah.
I wanted to crack all the codes, and then you start catching a couple of these things, and it's like, oh, write grants, travel on sport boats, write grant proposals, travel on sport boats.
Well, mine was travel on sports boats, and I'm making more money than a high school principal right now. What am I thinking? So,
Yeah, a
I
lot of the scientific research, I give them a lot of credit for, they do such incredible, passionate work. The marine biologist friends that we both have, and a lot of them, it's a labor of love for a long time to get where they are, and I give a lot of credit to them for what they do, both not just to field, but when they're back crunching data and constantly having to try to find funding to get their projects going. It's impressive.
that's the hardest part is finding funding.
Yeah.
I know I get a lot of those scientists call me, and not just in the billfish side. I deal with I don't know if you
Well,
know.
you're on the Marine Advisory Councils and all that and
Well,
whatnot,
that
and you do some ICAT stuff too, I think,
I
correct?
just got appointed to I. It's my second time on ICAT. First time I was just a technical advisor. Now I'm a committee member. So I get to work with these guys hand in hand.
Hmm.
And when we have meetings, we get a chance to go dinner together, and they know what they see what I'm doing because I post everything online. I'm like, the bearded Kim Kardashian, and we will talk about that later. Because I have to post everything, not everything, but at least the fishing wise, I post it online. So they're like, hey, what's going on here? What's going on there? They know I got a feel of what's going on. And they're like, hey, will you come speak? I'll find some funding. And I'm like, no, no, you don't have to find funding. Just let me know and I'll fly myself in. I'll put myself up.
Hmm.
I'll even buy you dinner. Just if you give me the opportunity to tell you what I'm seeing or at
Hmm.
least what everybody else is telling me they're seeing, I'm good. I'll bridge that gap.
And that's a huge gap that needs to get bridged. And I think there's some really great laboratories and some scientist groups, researchers that are understanding the value of working hand in hand with fishermen. Fishermen, I use that very broadly too. They're working with the commercial sectors, they're working with the sport fishing sectors, they're working with the hardline recreational catch and release sectors, the charter sectors, those scientists that are working with all the user groups under the umbrella of fishing are really doing some great work, due to those collaborations, being able to bridge the gap and really show what's happening in real time versus, a lot of their funding only allows them to go out at certain times a year, and that's not always necessarily the right time of year. It's like to catch a jewelry thief, you hire you need to hire a jewelry thief.
Yeah.
You want to learn about what's really happening in a fishery, hire the fisherman from all the subsectors of it all.
Yeah, because there's a
There's a
lot
lot
of
of
different paths.
voices.
Yeah. No, no, there's a ton. There's a ton of voices, like you said, from a lot of different sectors and shoot, just in this country alone, how many different regions are there? It's amazing. I know.
Oh,
I think we're
just
broken
the
up
East
into,
Coast, just the East Coast alone.
yeah, just the East Coast alone. I think there is, the councils have 7 councils between the South Atlantic, North Atlantic, New England,
Mid
Gulf,
Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic. Then you have the Pacific,
Yep.
Alaska, Hawaii, and the Marianas Islands. So it's broken up into a lot of different sectors. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of voices.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of voices out there, and everybody has their own drum they want to beat to. And
A
uh,
lot of them don't realize that though they're beating their own drum, a lot of the rhythms overlap. They just can't hear them yet.
um,
I think,
you know,
broadly speaking.
actually, you know what? You have a very good point because um, when I joined the HMS first time 10 years ago, 11, 10 or 11 years ago now, um, they were so excited because of my reach on social media. They
Hmm.
had never played in that world. And I got invited to go here in Florida. They were having a problem with some of their um, what is it? One of their surveys, their intercept surveys, and they're like, "Hey, listen, we we used to make phone calls, and those don't work because nobody has landlines anymore. So we're thinking of going to these mail out surveys." And I'm like, uh, "Why don't you use digital? Why don't you
Yeah.
use social media?"
And they're
Oh,
still trying to catch up with that. I was doing a little bit of some beta work with the company Vessel,
okay.
which is pretty cool platform where, I can submit our National Marine Fisheries HMS stuff for tunas, billfish, but anything I put into it for billfish automatically, especially with the tag, automatically goes to TBF's database too.
Oh,
It's
that's
it's it's,
perfect.
it's a fabulous interfacing of the federal databases along with some of the private scientific databases as well, and it covers all your reporting requirements. It's
I'm
called Vessel VESL
VESL.
SL, and it's an
Perfect.
app. It's an app on your phone, and it's actually it's a bit more user friendly than the National Marine Fisheries HMS app, which
Perfect. I'll
means well, but the HMS one needs to get a little bit more user friendly on the operating
listen.
side.
I remember I sat in a meeting. They were talking about the recreational guys, the recreational swordfish guys not reporting their swordfish. And I said, well, first thing you guys need to do is make your website more user friendly. I know what I'm looking for, and it still takes me like 10 fucking
Oh
clicks.
yeah, it's not easy. It's still very antiquated.
Yeah.
Well, it's
It's
government. They take a little while to catch up.
oh my God. No, they like to triple pay and get half the product.
Yeah, well, charge double, give 50% off.
Yeah, it's like a diet menu. You pay double and get half the food. So, talking about this scientific stuff, one of the things why I reached out to you, as a board member for TBF, you were very instrumental in the new Skillie Project, the satellite tagging of white marlin up in the Northeast. So, last year you guys were able to do it for the first time,
Well,
and
yep, last year was the first full season. I'd
and
say we've been doing it 1.5. The first year was such a roller coaster. We're getting it all going after talking with Peter and Ellen and a few other people. It's almost like that was the pilot season.
all right,
Last
well,
year was our first full one.
I've been on a couple of marketing meetings already, and I have 3 dates for this upcoming year, which I told Peter last year. He always, hey, can you come next month? And I'm like, Peter, you can't give me 3 weeks. You can't give me 4 weeks. So the beginning of this year, I go, give me all your dates, even if you say 2 weeks here and chop it in half later, I won't book something in that spot. So I looks like I will be up there at some point, and we'll talk about that in a second. But what I'd like for you to do before we talk about the Skillie project Explain exactly what a skilly is for people that don't know.
Skillie is it's a white mar- there's a lot of different theories as to where Skillie came from. A lot of guys will say that the harpooners called them, swordfish harpooners called them skillies because they would practice on them to hone their skills. And the guys who were the most skilled could hit the most white marlin because they're narrow and a lot harder to hit than a broadbill. There's also a widely held belief that it has a Portuguese uh, origin of it's shortened up, abbreviated for skilligally, which all the research I can find is has nothing to do with a billfish with the definition of the word. Um, but there is some wide held belief that it does go there, but it's a near shore a fish that is near shore up on the continental shelf, not on the edge. We're seeing them in colder green water that is generally not conducive to what you would think a billfish would be in. They are larger on average than what we find at the edge in the canyons. You know, the smaller fish on average are like 65-inch fish.
Wow.
You know, those are on the smaller side. And, you know, us seeing 100-inch white marlin is not all that uncommon or surprising for us. You know, to see 110, 120-pound fish, even 130-pound fish is not uncommon. And probably the average fish is probably 70 to 85 pounds.
Wow.
You know, really quality fish, mature fish, obviously. Um, you know, I know Peter's got his hypothesis, so does Walt. I have my hypothesis. Captain Robbie Goodwin on Scup Slayer, one of our other tagging boats and team members. We all have a varying hypothesis for why they're there, why they're so big. Um, and so, like, we'll say we're going skilly fishing and we're fishing the green water, you know, anywhere from inside 50 fathom, we'll say.
Okay.
Because sometimes we'll catch them in like 10 fathoms, um, even shallower too. Seen them almost in like 6, 7 fathoms before. Otherwise, usually, you know, but we'll go out into 35, 40 fathoms, even 50 looking for them, depending on what time of year it is. But as soon as we go to the canyons, we'll say, are we catching whites?
Wow.
But then we get inshore, we're like, oh, we're on the skillies.
So that's pretty cool that you guys have already changed the terminology by the time you get offshore.
Yeah. And if we get into we're out canyon fishing and like someone asked, what'd you catch? Like, oh, you know, 3 for 4 on whites or, you know, 8 for 9 on whites. And then if we're inshore looking for them, how'd you do? Oh, we caught 5 skillies, saw 10. It's not so much what we raised because lots of times, sometimes we troll for them. Last year in El Diablo, we a lot of days we were dealing with fog,
Uh-huh.
so we couldn't quite see them. So I personally like to troll to still actively fish. And we actually caught more skillies off teaser bites than we did sighting them because the days we went, we had thick fog.
Okay. So explain to people, because the one time I saw him up there, I was 19 years old. This is 92. Um, I didn't know what it was. I was just a kid. I'd never been to Nantucket, and I see all these people with boat lines, boat ropes from their tower leg up to their bow cleats. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm a Florida boy. I'm like, what the hell is this? And somebody had to explain it to me. So explain to everybody about this sight fishing for your skillies.
Uh, Similar to what people have seen videos of guys that are sight fishing for swordfish in Southern California. You know, Anthony and Bad Company, they post a lot of them where, you know, so it's on the sport boat. Yeah, I'll go up in the tower once we get into a range where we think we're going to see them both historically and then all coupled with whatever's, you know, like a Roth chart is showing us and reports if anybody's been out previously. They'll go up in the tower, and you know we got a live well full of porgies, snapper blues. Sometimes we'll have some eels on ice, some dead ballyhoo, bunch of different setups. And it's usually if we know that they've been around, like the riggers are up, so it's just two of us in the tower, maybe one in the bridge. Um, You Florida guys would liken it to probably a bimini bluefin fishing.
Yeah.
And we're looking for them tailing. And you learn to figure out the difference between a shark and a white or skilly. And we still get fooled sometimes. We'll get up on one and say, oh, never mind, it's a blue shark. But we're looking for them tailing. And then we come up on them, either put someone in the bow, um, or just angle the boat so that they can cast from the cockpit up ahead of the fish, with a live bait or a dead bait. Um, there's sometimes where we do find them balling. They will be cutting on half beaks, with a little ballyhoo cousin. Um, and then, we just kind of hop fish to fish. Some days we'll see, I know I see two or three. Other days you might see 30.
Wow.
It doesn't start, you got to get the sun up to have it. Uh, it's unique. We're fishing with 20, 30 pound spinning gear, same stuff you'd use for striped bass, even though they are large marlin. And it's some of them are lethargic, some light up, others you're hitting them on the head, hitting them on the head. You can literally
And
drive. You can drive up over them, probably drop an anchor on them if you wanted to. Sometimes they can be that lethargic and up at the top, and other times they're angry whites.
wow.
It's very unique as far as I'm concerned. I believe it is quite endemic to Nantucket due to the oceanographic and physiological variables that occur for it to happen. I know Rick Weber in the Mid Atlantic, one of your ICAT committee co-committee members, he said they used to have the similar fishery in New Jersey. They called them mud marlin because they would get them up in the green water, in the shallow stuff, in 40 fathom, 50 fathom, working on tinker mackerel schools. They just haven't quite seen it in many years. Whereas Nantucket, we consistently get it every year. It's to what degree do we see the body of fish? The last couple of years, 3-4 years, we've had a really good push. Whereas before that, it was, you get a shot at 2 or 3, maybe 4. Whereas a few years ago, Snicky, and a few others of us, we had a week in early September, which is late season, where a bunch of us saw 25, 30 in a day.
Wow, that's good fishing.
Oh yeah. There's times you're casting at them and everybody's got a fish that they got to keep their eyes on. Don't lose sight of your fish. We're going to go catch this one, then we're going to yours. And other days it's pretty barren, and that's when I like to drop the riggers. Not necessarily always put the dredges out, but drop the riggers, put out four swimmers and 2 chains, and at least be actively fishing while hunting. And this past year with the fog, we had a few days where we caught a couple when we couldn't see 100 feet in front of us, but we got them off the teaser bites.
Now, what are you pulling for teasers?
Just a squid chain.
Just a regular old squid chain?
Yeah, regular old squid chain. Not even a natural chase bait, just a little chugger with a mole crab mackerel or something.
Oh,
Little
beautiful.
firetail or little tiny mud flap of some sort. Something just to give a little action, but nothing crazy. Small 9-inch squids.
Green squids or
I like green and pink.
okay. I'm a
So,
green
so,
and pink guy.
sometimes purple because they are in there on, or a little bit of blue because they are in there on the half beaks.
Uh-huh.
But and green and pink, or maybe green and red.
Yeah.
Oh, always got to have a green squid out.
Even when I was in Hawaii, running that boat in Hawaii, I had a green squid daisy chain with a Hawaiian eye and a mud
Mm-hmm.
flap. I can't fish without, I'm naked without it.
I can go without it. I can do some other colors, but there's something about the green squid with a pink chaser or a blue and white chaser or black chaser or purple chaser,
Yeah.
something with the green.
Yeah, I gotta have green. And I don't know why. I don't know why.
At least in the Atlantic. The Pacific, a little different. I think I tend to, but you get more bites. You can play with so many different colors on that side.
Yeah, even when we were in the Pacific all the year, we would pull a green squid daisy chain when we were live baiting in the Pacific. when we were live baiting for black marlin, we put, you know how many sailfish and dorados would come up on that thing? It was great.
There's something about the green. I mean, especially in New England.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
you're looking for tunas, like the old Jersey natural green machine, slow,
Man,
slow fishing slow. Put
put a
one of
green.
them, put one of them cheap ass $7 things out, and it's probably going to get bit.
I
You're
remember.
probably going to get a white, a blue, a yellowfin on it, and a big eye.
I
You'll get
remember
everything.
one time we were on the topless. Billy was up in the tower, and Randy Yates put a green machine on the flat line. Billy didn't see him to it. Fish comes up on the teaser, and then he goes, "No, no, he just switched off. He's on the what the fuck? The green machine?"
It's like a cedar plug too, though.
My God.
I got a little bag of stuff that I keep on under the sofa on the boat. If fishing is just really that slow, it's like, all right, put out it's like the green machine bar, the green machine chain, the all natural cedar plug, the ugliest one you can find in the bag, and throw out a Jap feather or
Yeah.
like a Zucker's feather.
Something will eat it. There's
Yeah.
something out there that will.
Or a little white feather and put it on I'm gonna put it on the center rigger to where we can't see the goddamn thing. And elephants eat peanuts. Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. Put on the barbecue grill, make some hot dogs, turn on some music, and wait till you hear the clicker.
Yeah. The clicker if we're in
The
New England.
clicker, hawk the car, the deep sea fishing alarm. So now that we talked about what a skilly is, 1.5 years of the Skillie Project has been a project that the Billfish Foundation has taken on, and you were a very instrumental force on pushing this.
So it started with my friend Matt Rissell, the co-founder of it with me. We had talked to he's an insanely talented videographer, cinematographer in the sport fishing, television, and production world, and a good friend from the Cape. We were talking about just wanting to do a cool video about it, a la Endless Summer, Flip Palette, Jose Wehebe, like this, just about the fish. None of this rah rah about us catching them, just the
Yeah.
fish. And from already, as you know, I like to tag. So I reached out to Ellen and Peter, said, "Hey, any chance you guys have any interest or have some sat tags around? This is this fishery we have up here. And it's not like it's a secret fishery, but it's a fishery that's always self-preserved very well because it is very difficult to do. You can't time it. You can't say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Cape Cod and the islands this week in August and go catch skillies." That's not going to work because every year is different. You can look back in your logs, but every year is so different based on what Mother Nature and Mother Ocean are going to provide for you in terms of physiological variables to make it happen. Like last year was difficult. We had a lot of southwest. We had some fair number of fish around. We'd have the southwest blow to set them up, but we wouldn't get a good high pressure to give us some light and variable days. And immediately was switching over to a northeast. So it gave us very, very difficult windows to get going. So I had reached out and asked them, and then I think once I talked with Peter, and he realized the size and quality of the fish we were seeing. He went back to Ellen, and I believe you guys on the board and whatnot. It's like, we have an interest in this, and it very, very quickly snowballed to where we now have a fantastic team and a fantastic group of boat owners. There's three of us Vikings programs, along with a big down east boat that's part of University of Maine. So we got four boats, some incredible sponsors, incredible groups of people working really hard to keep it happening, keep it funded. And it's hopefully as these next few years go and we keep getting these tags deployed, we're going to open up, I believe, a lot of doors into the white marlins migration. And I think some of the stuff may actually really surprise everybody as to where we see these fish go and where they're coming from. Because I don't believe these are the same fish that come off our eddies in the canyons. I think it's a completely different migratory body of fish. That's one of my hypotheses. I also believe that they may be post-spawn as well.
Hmm. I'm writing a note to myself. Just there was something you said that just sparked some interest in me, and I'll probably talk to Peter and maybe bring you in on it. I just because I have so many contacts around the world,
Oh,
and
there's also I've been talking. You know Marco Kanu over in Morocco.
that was who I was thinking of because his
I've been
boss.
talking with Marco about it, and because they have that spaghetti tag that White Marlin Open found that I wouldn't be surprised. I think some of our fish may end up proving that they are transocean. Now I know they've done some sat tagging stuff over there with a different project, and a
Yeah,
bunch of their fish went southwest pretty hard. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's there's mixing.
yeah,
It's going to be just
one
like I
hundred
think
percent.
it's going to be like bluefin
I
is my theory.
I know Marco really well, but I know his boss even better.
Yeah.
So and I've been it's almost like an open invite. Please just use my boat. You know, my biggest thing is just time.
When are we going?
Let's sit down and talk about it. Yeah, I didn't. It's funny because are you going to be at the tagging award in March in
I'm
Palm Beach
you know I'm
during
planning.
the boat show?
I haven't even looked at the dates, but I plan on being there again. I'd like to be.
So the guy that introduced me to Marco's boss is Stefan Millet from France, and he just won the tagging award for spearfish.
Spearfish. They had that huge run of spearfish this year off the French Riviera.
Did you see the picture I put in our group text with that little Mediterranean spearfish? It was with Stefan. He's like, "Have you ever caught a Mediterranean spearfish?" I go, "No, sir, not yet." He goes, "We're gonna go do that today. Come on, let's go." Oh my God, it was cool. It's like catching a mix between like a
And,
small sailfish and
and a ballyhoo.
I was gonna say more of a houndfish, but yeah,
Okay. Yep.
yeah, because it when when they jump, it's more like a houndfish. But then again, a little ballyhoo does the same thing, and it's
Yeah.
so cool. And you see, I mean, you can see where
What are
he
you
fit.
catching them on? Like 16, 20 class stuff?
No, 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 no. It's like 16, 12.
Oh, that's
It,
fun.
oh my God, it was.
That'd be a good fly fishing fish.
I'm sure it would be. And it's funny because what he called the area that he fishes, he goes, "This is my garden. This is my garden. It's the greatest thing in the."
That is so French of him.
Yeah, oh my God, it was great. First, you got to go to the French bakery because you got to pick up lunch. So you get, uh, some French version of a pizza, which was, oh my God, caramelized onions. The food was, you're not like, this is not Paris. You're in the south of France, so it's a little bit more laid back.
You're like Nice or Ez.
I fly into Nice, and he is more towards Saint-Tropez.
Okay.
Yeah, like uh you can from while you're fishing, you can see Cannes, where the Cannes Film Festival is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's really tranquilo, it's really nice. People are uber nice. He at his location at his tackle shop, he has a very large offshore tackle shop there in France. And that's where they pass out all the tags for the bluefin. So you have to pick up a tag if you want to harvest the bluefin. So
Hmm.
everybody hangs out, everybody's drinking wine and having little bakery stuff, and you got a bunch of fishermen hanging out. Again, I don't care what country you're from. A fisherman's a fucking fisherman, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's some high society like tackle shop though. Wine, probably some crepes.
Well, listen, it's
I
not
can get
it's not
I can get down with it. You give me a nice like white burgundy or maybe a red from Bordeaux. We can
uh,
talk some fishing and
listen, man, I'm a bubbly
do you fish in berets?
I could if I wanted to. Listen, if I could show up in this jacket, I could
You
fish in a
can fish
fucking
in whatever you
beret.
want.
Yeah. You see, I'm a fizzy water kind of guy over there. I'm
Hmm.
like, can I have sparkling water? And it's only Perrier.
I don't believe there's another option.
There is no option. It's like the national drink. It's like the national drink. But no, it was great. We trolled around, just really simple, four lures, nothing fancy.
Lures. No teaser, no bait.
No, just really, really simple fishing. I kind of felt, as like a kid again. You got two guys out there hanging out talking shit on a little 23-foot walk
Waiting for the
around.
clicker to go.
Yeah, well, you wait for the fucking boom. But you look at like current changes. You see like a little break, and then you head to the break and you troll down the break, and that's where they're
Mm.
they're lying on.
I know how
But
big are they by and large?
10 pounds, 12 pounds.
Oh, they're little things. They're
Boom.
paperweights. That what a cute little thing.
Later on the following week, him and I, the reason I flew over there was to fish the Monaco tagging tournament. And what?
That's so awesome.
Listen, man, I'm a hoity-toity Cuban.
I know you are. I mean, it's maybe Monaco's tagging tournament is just a really, unheralded event that a lot of us should look more into.
We really should. But there's
Can
an
Bill
it.
tag Billfish by day and gamble by night?
Oh, man, eat good food. Man, there was this restaurant, the Italian food. So how Monaco,
Europe food in general. For any of
Europe,
your listeners that are not from Europe and have not been there yet,
the
it
food
is
in
the
Europe.
best. It is the best food. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what country you go
It
to.
does not
It's
fucking matter.
phenomenal.
The food in Europe is to die for. I fished a tournament in Rome once, and all we're going to do is talk about fucking food. I can see it now. Uh, I always, like anything else, if I'm going to fly somewhere, I'm not just going to do it for the 4 days of the tournament. I flew 2 or 3 days in early, hung
Yeah,
around this.
get immersed in the culture.
Yeah, but the best part was after the tournament. I gave myself 6 days, and I went to this tackle manufacturer that asked me to go. I went to his shop. We looked at where all his tackles put together, the rods are built. And after that, I was cut loose for like 5 days. So I went to Venice for 3 days. Man, I was a fat, happy Cuban, man. I was, whew,
Life's too short to not be fat and happy.
I know. Listen,
The beard's got to eat too, man. You know.
my man, people call me up. How you doing today? Or how are you today? And I'm like, I'm short, hairy, and Cuban, man. That's how I am. I'm short, hairy, and you got to have a good beard, which we're gonna have to trade some beard grooming stuff on after we get. We really set off on a tangent here on food and uh,
Beard and food and facial
yeah,
hair.
we got to go back around and we'll go back to Europe here and the food. But let's actually, you guys got good food up there. What are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
Up
New
in
England.
New England has
Oh,
some of the.
he wants seafood. We
Oh,
got hands down. I think we got some of the best seafood in the country.
okay, I'm not going to argue. I was going to say, I spent a lot of time in Nova Scotia. There's some great seafood up there,
Oh
but
yeah,
no,
it's
no,
it's so similar.
it's
Lobsters. They do a lot with hake, which we should do a lot more with. But we got cod, haddock, halibut. All the. I mean, cold water fish and shellfish, in my eyes, unbiasedly, outside of say stone crab,
yeah.
are the cold water stuff is just something else. I think
I,
it's good. It's different.
I'm not a big fish person. There's a couple, hogfish, yellowfin, bluefin, of course. But it's not like I go to a restaurant, oh, I have to have the fish. But shellfish, especially when I'm in the Northeast, you
Oh,
gotta have.
mussels, oysters,
Oh,
steamers, cohogs.
oh
I
my
mean,
God.
if you're won't be open if you're up for Skillie Week, but Nantucket, Cape Cod, we have the bay scallops that are just
Oh, I love
the
base.
little tiny things. You can saute them in a little brown butter, but half the time as you're shucking them, like eat two, like put one in the ball, one in the bucket, eat two, put one in the bucket.
Oh, I Captain Curtis, he does scallop season in November, so I'm already gone. I leave like Columbus Day. And every year he sends me pictures, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring me a low boy. I'm gonna leave you the cash and just ship them to me. Give me 50 pounds.
Next fall, when I run back down, I'll bring you a bunch from Nantucket. Because usually
Okay.
come October, it opens up recreational and we dive for them, which is an absolute blast.
It's got to be cold as shit though.
I mean, air temps might be in the 50s, but the water's still in the 70s.
Oh,
It's
that's not
beautiful.
bad.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's a
That's
little chilly when you come out, but you put on a 3 mil or 5 mil wetsuit. I mean, whatever you want. Some of it, if it's warm enough, don't even wear one.
that's
And you
that's
just go there and dive and just it's a blast. And they set up a big table on the dock, and everyone sits there, has a couple beers, just shucks, and then have a big dinner afterwards. Do a bunch of vacuum sealing.
oh my God, that sounds amazing.
It's a really fun time.
That's actually that's half the fun when there's everybody there.
They're yeah, the camaraderie and the fellowship part of it all.
Yeah, exactly.
No different than, I mean,
Deer
remember
hunting or
we're both mating too, and you're traveling to a lot of the places, be it Isla, the Bahamas, the dock parties
it's
where you're rigging bait, guys are grilling, or just everyone's done the back of the head party on the dock, and the grills are going, and everyone's just having a damn good time. Just
yeah,
it's
have
part
it
that's just as much part of it as the fishing is.
exactly. That's like you said, it's the fellowship. That's what I love
That's
the
kind of
most about
like
it.
the Skillie week that last year Joe and Hannah and the rest of like the brand and marketing team for the project, they did a great job in getting the community involved, where it felt like a small tournament on the docks of the Nantucket Boat Basin, but it was just everyone coming out just to hear about the science being done. We had the old timers that helped forge, create the fishery in the '80s, and you have the younger generation that's below you and I. It was just the fellowship was strong, and it was all there for science, but just to have drink, food, good cheer, talk fishing, how it's supposed to be.
They gave me this when I spoke with them when I was on the weekly call this week. They gave me three different dates. They gave me the third week in July, the fourth week in July, and then like the third week in August because it also butts up to some tournament up there.
I think it's going to be in the third week in August, because I had advised them that end of July, early August is just that's such a high season.
I am so glad you said that because the first July dates, I'm a 100% no-go. I'm hosting an albacore tournament on the West Coast for the military.
Oh,
And
cool.
yeah, I do. This is like my fifth year. I'm the tournament director. I'm on the board of directors for a nonprofit based out of Tacoma. All they do is get military members, active or retired, out fishing and hunting all year
Out,
long.
outstanding. That is awesome. Cheers to
And
them.
so I've been on the board now 5 years. And I think after year two, they're like, this would be so much better if you would be the tournament director. I'm like, all you got to do is ask. I'll do it. So I've been doing that. And I'm flying out there second week of February. Because every year they try to start putting everything together in May. And I'm like,
Hmm.
hey, listen, I'm going to host you. Come have dinner, spend a couple days with me. I'm going to be out in Washington for a week and let's get everything done so I can start marketing it. And
This.
because we also added a salmon division to it. So you can go offshore and go albacore fishing, or there's so many inshore boats. We can get military guys on every boat. So,
Hmm.
so that's the third week. And then the fourth week, I was going to go to Alaska. Oh, there, you're back. You froze for a little bit, but I could
Nope.
hear you. No, no, flip back.
Nope. What I do?
There,
Nope.
now you're back. You froze for a little while, but I could hear you loud and clear, so it wasn't an issue.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I love the military stuff with it, and that's similar to, as the scheduling on all these events. There's so many tournaments and
Oh,
projects that are going on everywhere in the country and world at any given time now. That's why I think Joe Gigino from the Skillie Project told me that I think it's going to be that end of August, week like the 24th. I think
I'll
will be
tell
the
you right.
Skillie Project, which
I'll
will
tell
work
you.
out really well because I told them end of July, early August. That's peak season on Nantucket too. So anybody trying to, if you didn't book your lodging now, It's already done. We did our, even though we go there every year, we did our slips for the season in November for this summer.
And that's pretty good. November for this summer. At least you didn't have to do it November of 24.
No, no, it's pretty good, but it should be a fun event. Hopefully, we last year was tough with weather. Um, that's always the biggest thing in New England, weather,
I
like
got you.
everything. But
I got you August 23rd through the 30th.
yeah,
That's what I got you.
and it works
So,
out well that Labor Day is late this year too, so that gives a nice buffer. Sometimes when the Labor Day is early, that makes scheduling difficult too. Not just for the project, but the boats that are involved. The boat programs, as you know, around holiday weekends are always busy, especially in New England where we only have really an 8 to 10 week season of I generally good weather.
so I'm glad you're telling me that because I sent Hannah an email. I'm like, hey, listen, I give Peter free rein on my schedule, but if I know what certain ones are a little bit more malleable and some are more fixed, this fixed date works perfect for me.
Yeah,
So
that's. I'm glad that they're going to do it then. That midsummer stuff would have been, there would have been hell on a, with too many individuals involved schedules. It would have
yeah,
just,
it would have been tough. Well, listen,
yeah.
they still have it where it might be tagging only, but as far as an event and doing all the fun stuff, and I did volunteer to cook.
You can do Cajatina.
I can do, you know what? Speaking of, I owe Miss Samuels a phone call. I told her I was going to call her on Friday, but I got caught up and I know, no, I'm sorry, Thursday. And I know they were fishing the tournament on Friday and Saturday. She wants me to do a cajachina for the Stewart Sailfish Club. And I am a sucker for fundraisers, where I make a cajachina.
I'm a sucker for Cajatinas.
Yeah, I'm just a sucker, dude. I had a friend of mine. I got a couple
If
projects
it's a
working.
good cause or a good time, count me in.
Yeah, listen, I for a lot of years I was doing the fundraisers for the Billfish Foundation where I'd roast a pig and then
Hmm.
we'd sell tickets. But then I just got way too busy. I'm like, I'll just buy one and then you guys sell the tickets. I'll buy somebody coming in and doing it and it's easier than me prepping because man, it's like a 3 day 3 or 4 day process.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you gotta, marinate the pig. You gotta talk nice to him, give him some beer. Then you gotta cook it. Then it takes a whole nother day to clean the fucking thing. So, but anyway, I volunteered for that. And listen, I can probably find a way to, listen, I might even be able to, I'm one of the few people that Kahachina follows on social media. Maybe I can get them to do a little some. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, we can do a skilly box pig,
Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
right?
You know what? Let's me and you.
I'll tell the boat base I'm gonna take up the bricks behind the boat slip. I'll put them back when we're done, but we're gonna do a pig in the
Do,
wharf dock.
do you have a storage unit up there? Do you keep one up somewhere up in the Northeast?
Yeah, I do. In Falmouth, I keep one, a
S-
personal one.
Maybe. Let's me and you talk offline. Maybe
Okay.
I'll get maybe I'll sponsor one Fly Zone Fishing with my logo and stuff on it and I'll let you keep it up there.
Ooh.
Let's talk about it. But we got to work something out that every time you guys get drunk and cook up a pig, even when I'm not there, you got to send me photos. I need photos.
We'll FaceTime.
Oh, even better, you can FaceTime live on my new platform. I love it. I love it. So we keep talking about the project. Let's talk exactly what the project is.
It's a basically, you could almost call it a private equity tagging project. There's no grants involved. It's funded by individuals, organizations like TBF, industry titans like Viking and Valhalla, Pat and his family and companies have been phenomenal with it. We have Okuma on board, who has been hugely supportive of it all, pretty much from the get go. Costa, Yeti, Ross, Rick Weber, Mid Atlantic, plus plenty of local people. Slip 14 restaurant, Brotherhood of Thieves restaurant, Nantucket Anglers Club, the Fish Northeast Tackle Shop. We have this great gathering of both national and international brands and manufacturers seeing the value in the science and the project, coupled with local and regional companies wanting to get involved. Even more now, we're getting a call every week from somebody else that wants to get involved somehow and to support the project, seeing the value in it. It's a community-based collaborative, which is huge, because then everybody has a tangible vested interest in the fish and the fishery, where they go hand in hand, and everybody's going to benefit and win. When the fish and the fishery are healthy, so is the local and regional economies that support those fisheries. And then therefore that works its way up the ladder into the tackle manufacturers and the boat manufacturers. So it's a community collaborative.
That's cool.
I think it's really awesome, and I think it's very much could be the way for science in the future. Coupled with, obviously, we have the University of Maine, Dr. Walt and Sammy in their laboratory, and they get all the, they obviously get the more traditional grant funding, university funding. That, coupled with the community collaborative and private backing by individuals and manufacturers, it's only going to promote proper working science and research amongst the people who have vested interests in the fisheries. As we were talking, all the different groups. There's charter guys involved in supporting, there's private, there's recreational, there's tackle. Everybody's going to win. At the end of the day, the fish is going to win the most, but we're all going to win by being able to hopefully really blow open some doors as to what goes on with white marlin. And that's going to translate to you guys with ICAT and how we manage them, not just from an Eastern stock, Western stock, but to hopefully prove, just like the bluefin, that there's mixing, and management has to take that into consideration.
100%. 100%. And this project with the satellite tags gives you, unlike spaghetti tags, which are still an unbelievable scientific
tagging
resource.
Is tagging. There's no reason for anybody not to tag.
No.
It's so easy. And as well as I do, whether you've ever gotten a recapture or if you've gotten multiple, they're all equally as exciting, especially when the longer it's been at liberty.
That's way cool.
It's like fishing pen pals.
Who caught it? Who caught it?
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah. Well, how'd you catch it? What were you pulling?
Yeah.
Give me all the fishing details.
That fucker came on the green squid daisy chain again. That's the best part.
And then obviously the sat tagging part it's just so cool when it all works. Obviously there's variables involved with any technological tagging of that nature, but when you have them where they do manage to go full term or close to full term, and they report a whole bunch of data, it's a jack in the box effect of just amazing information that's only going to benefit not just science and fisheries management, but if you study that as a fisherman, you're increasing your behavioral knowledge of the species on a multitude of levels. That's going to make you more successful down the line fishing.
100%. 100%. Once you know your adversary, and I hate to call it an adversary, but still, it's us against the fish. We're trying to outsmart that walnut brain size animal. When you know,
and they somehow outsmart us far more
every time, man.
Especially the skillies. Don't trust Whitey.
Never trust white. Man, you want to talk about getting proved bad. More times than not, I get proved bad by them.
White marlin, more than any other billfish, hold no prejudice against anybody.
No, they don't
They
care.
just, they just want to undress you every way they can.
Oh, and they will.
Oh
They
yeah,
will. I have been made look so bad. Don't ever, don't come out with that arrogant attitude. They're going to make you look bad. They're
oh
going to
yeah.
make you look bad. It doesn't matter what.
They're the definition of persnickety. For anybody who wants a vocab word of the day,
Persnickety.
that one was
Oh,
for Samuels.
oh, he's funny. I little bastard. I'm gonna slap him because I told him while when they were at the wedding last week. I told him, hey, when you get back home, call me. I've had a couple people ask me to put a trip together to Venice, and you mentioned you wanted to be a part of it, and he's holding up my progress, man. You know. If he wants to come, listen, if I could, especially down there with them
hey,
houseboats,
hey, shit or get off the pot, Mike. Come on, bro.
well, he sucks at returning phone calls, and I'll tell everybody about that. I don't care.
I'm
Text
just come
messages,
on,
he's
man.
not
Be
going.
Cuban. Go knock down the door.
Now, listen, I don't know which house he's going to be. What I could,
We could get a couple ski masks and really have fun with this.
oh my God, that would be great. I would scare the shit out of it. Speaking, did you ever see the pictures of when I went up for one of his bouts, rounds of medication up in uh
Up in Connecticut, up at Yale.
yeah,
Yeah.
did you ever see the pictures? He was tied up and I grabbed one of them latex gloves. Mr. Samuels, mate, please cough for me. No, and he couldn't go. He couldn't run anywhere, dude. He's all IV'd up and so no, I have a good time with Mike. I have a good time with Mike.
He's a good sport about it.
Dude, listen, he throws it around a little bit too. So last time,
If you're gonna give it, you got to be ready to take it.
oh,
That's the rules.
listen, I take it really. I throw it around so much that I just figure it's gonna happen. The only thing is, a lot of people are afraid to come back because I love to escalate shit fast.
Yeah,
I
that's
escalate.
I can be the same way, and usually can
Yeah.
get to a point where it's like, all right, I'm gonna end it because this is going. We're now we're treading into really dangerous waters.
Do you know Eric Leach?
I know who he is.
So
I
we
don't know
worked.
Eric. I don't know Eric personally, but I know her just a
So
degree or so separated.
we we used to work together on the Real Tight, 9 years together. So we got on this stupid little give each other's email address for email marketing back when it was, you know, and
Yeah.
I signed him
It's
up.
like writing a phone number in the bathroom stall, your buddy's
Exactly.
phone number.
Exactly. And like it started very harmlessly. Like I went to with Roy Huff, I went to a Coach purse store. He was buying something for his girlfriend. They're like, hey, would you like to put your email address in here? He goes, why the fuck do you want my email address? I go, hold on a second. And I gave him Eric's number. So like 3 months later, I asked him, hey, so what are you getting your wife for Mother's Day? He goes, I think she wants a Coach purse. I've been getting all these Coach purse emails. I'm like, oh, fuck. Buddy, I'm sorry. That was me. That was me. So he went to a boat show and he put my name in everything to get free hats and t-shirts and keychains. So this started escalating pretty fucking good. One of the last ones he got me on, I get an email from Domino's Pizza. Your pizza order will be ready in 30 minutes. I'm like, fuck, I didn't order a pizza. Am I going to have to pay for this pizza? I'm not even home. Then I look, name your pizza. What's the name of your pizza order? I got you, bitch. I'm like,
That's good.
oh, no, no, it was great. He went to go pick it up, but it was called I Got You, Bitch. So I'm like, oh. So one day I was and I give you the time frame. I was watching the news getting ready to leave for the boat, and they said today, after X number of years, they just took Osama bin Laden off the FBI's most wanted list. I'm like, I've never seen the FBI's most wanted list. Let me open that up. So I did it on my iPad, and I'm looking at all the names on it. It says, sign up here if you'd like the FBI's newsletter. I'm like, whack. And they're like, thank you for signing up. Uh, which which crimes would you like to be notified of? Homicide, kidnapping.
Sexual predators.
Dude, I signed them up for it. I hit select all. And then it says, which states would you like to be sent
All
to?
50.
Select all. And then I get shot over to the next screen, which says, thank you so much for being interested in all of our FBI newsletters. Is there any other governmental agency you'd be interested in? TSA, CIA,
DEA, ATF,
every
all
single
all the
one of them.
alphabets.
Listen, it was like alphabet soup, man. It was raining. I'm like, I gotta go to work. I'm already running late. So I shut this, I close my door, I get out in the car, start the car. I get to the first stop sign. I make a right and I hit the second stop sign, the phone rings and it was him. He goes, "What the fuck did you do to me?" I go, "What do you speak of, my little friend?"
That's a sandbagging.
Dude, he goes, I just completely emptied my inbox and I hit the first stop sign and I hear bing on my phone and I opened it up and I've got like 357 emails.
He probably had to change his email.
Oh, no, it's still the same. I still email them to the same one.
He had a full day of unsubscribing to do.
Oh my. I think what he did is he just marked it down as like spam, so it blocked it. I don't know what he did, but
They're all still tracking him though.
listen, right now, he's like, truce, I'm done. I'm done. No more, no mas. So that's where we stopped it.
That was
But,
similar. So years ago, probably about 15 years ago, I'm sitting at a bar, summertime in the Cape. And Cape Cod and the Islands in the summertime is like, it's the greatest place on earth. If you want to have a good time on the water, good time at night. With a bunch of buddies, bars going, buddy sends two shots over to two of us. And they're like giggling because they're like warm tequila shots, I think, of like Patron or Cuervo, maybe. It's gross. And it's like, okay, you want to play this game? So we get in basically a game of battle shots across the bar. And
oh no.
I got so fed up at one point. I looked at one buddy and go, I'm fucking ending this right now. He goes, why? I go, I don't do not react when I get the bartender over. Bartender comes over, I go, they go, what's your return volley? I go, beefeater gin, but put the shots in the dishwasher so that they're warm to start with. And hit them with
Oh,
warm, dry gin shots. They sent them over. Buddies were laughing. They took two of them. Their faces literally like heads down on the bar and looked up with like why? What's wrong with you? Like game set match.
oh my God, that's disgusting. A warm fucking
Warm
shot glass.
gin, but gin too.
Oh, that's
Dry
disgusting.
gin. We,
Oh,
we we've not had that. We haven't had that issue ever again in the bar.
I
To
remember
the point
one.
to the point where someone has started it once before, and if one of them's around, they're like, "You're barking up the wrong tree.
Don't
You're about to
don't do
get
it.
yeah."
Don't do it.
Then somebody reached. I didn't hit him with a dry gin. This is my friends Rob and Phil of More Yacht Sales, one of the Skillie Project guys, and Rob from the Lights Out. We're on Nantucket, and they started with it, so I had them again get warm glasses and a double of house Chardonnay and a hot shot glass.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You know what?
So don't get into a shot war with me because
Uh,
I will take it to another level to end it
I-
emphatically.
and again, I'm glad I quit drinking. I'm so glad I quit drinking. Just
Seltzer water's great.
cheers. That's I drink water all day. There's two things I drink. I drink Cuban coffee and I drink water. Pretty simple, but here in the last few
Mhm.
years,
They're both holy beverages.
very holy. Oh, it doesn't matter where I go in the world. Everybody knows I drink Cuban coffee. I bring it with me everywhere I go. The only place I don't bring it with me is Japan. Japan has really good coffee, and it sounds weird, but
Everything they do well though.
but here's the thing. Their coffee, it's canned coffee, and it's fucking delicious.
Like old school coffee can coffee.
No, no, it's like not as big as these. It's like a
Oh, it's like a pop top can.
yeah. It's a pop top. You buy
And
it
then
in.
what you pour it and heat it up if you want it hot.
No, I drink it straight. Honestly, what I do is every night before I go to my hotel room, I buy at the vending machine, I buy three of them. And I don't care if they're cold, I don't care if they're hot. I just put them on the nightstand right next to my bed. And when I wake
Mm.
up, what I do at home is I get up, I turn on the Cuban coffee pot because
Hmm.
I get it ready the night before. I turn it on and I get up, brush my teeth, take a leak, and I pour a cup of coffee. And then I start looking at my emails and my phone, what came in, excuse me, through the night. Do I have anything pressing because of the time differences that I deal with? You know, maybe somebody in Japan is looking for something and I got to get them before they go to bed, or Middle East or Europe or
Hmm.
whatever. So I do the same thing when I'm in Japan, except instead of waiting for Japan stuff, I'm waiting for people from the US to see
Yep.
anybody needed anything. So first thing I do, I get up and pop open that can of coffee. Goo, 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 goo.
Mm.
It's just a little can. It's not,
Now is it black or do you
you
like if
no, 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 you can get
you
it
can get it
any,
however you want? Huh.
yeah, you like it black, you can get it
That'd be great on the boat if you just had a great canned coffee where you could just
oh. Well, you listen, Starbucks makes a double shot espresso in a can,
yeah.
but it's
They're
for
not
me
bad though.
it's too sweet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
I
it's
don't
too sugary and there's usually a lot of like it still feels like a little heavy on cream or something.
Yeah, I just want I drink coffee and cream, no sugar. I don't like sweet. I like my coffee like I
Cafe
like it.
Bustelo, if you're listening, we need a pop top.
Oh, listen, there's another one that follows me. I might reach
That
out to him a
that's
little.
all I do on the Keurig. I mean, I'm like I think I had four this morning before noon.
Ooh,
I go nuts. I'm like a pot and a half of coffee a day,
oh, that's
and
good,
and
man.
I'll just make full pots of Bustelo at home too.
You know, when I go to Nova Scotia, I've got everybody hooked at 9 o'clock because of the fact that, we're leaving the dock at a quarter to five.
You
So
hitting them with the cafecitos up in Nova Scotia?
oh yeah. I
Nice.
make the little fucking foam.
You got the little white cups too.
Well, the only problem with the little white cups when it's rocking, it's not as easy to pour in there. So I go with a bigger cup, man. I just, everybody has
Hmm.
their bigger cup. Listen, them lobster guys that I'm fishing with, they got fat Canadian fingers. They can't handle the little cups. I tried it the first year and I'm like, no, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. I need a regular old fashioned coffee cup, and I pass it around. Dude, I'm just like Nino Brown in New Jack City. Come on, man. You need your fix, don't you? You need your fix.
The Cuban coffee king of
Oh,
Valentine's Cove
oh my God.
or
It's
Antigonish, which I forget
no,
which
no, no.
one you
I'm in
fish out of.
Valentine's Cove, man. I'm in Valentine's Cove. Yeah. It's yeah, I'm the pusher man. I am the pusher man.
you,
Listen,
you're the plug.
that's me, man. I tell everybody the first hit is for free. It's on the house. After that, it's going to cost you. It's going to once I got you hooked on that caffeine, and it's good caffeine too, man.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Well, if they're not ready for real caffeine, if you're not ready for the real stuff, sometimes it takes them by surprise.
Uh,
You gotta build up a tolerance.
oh yeah, and it's so funny because them Canadian boys in first few times they're like, I usually drink a whole cup of coffee, and I'm like, I'll give you the whole cup,
Here
but
you are giving them heart palpitations and AFib.
bro, if I gave them a cup, they wouldn't blink for a week. I swear. They're not right.
At home, I fill a big, I fill the big Yeti with it, and it's like that. That's the first one at like 6 a.m. At 8 a.m., we do another one. It's the other half of
Yeah.
the pot.
I
That's
have to
how I
be,
fall asleep at 7 o'clock at night because the battery just goes.
it just, people always, how do you fall asleep so fast? Because I unplug you finally run out
Yeah,
that
you can't do. I can't do it after. If you do it after lunchtime, you're screwed.
no, no, no. Well, again, it's all depending, like a lot, like my grandfather and a lot of the old Cubans when I'm hanging out. It all depends on what I'm doing because you have lunch at 11 or
Yeah,
noon.
you can burn it off,
Yeah,
especially
if
if you've
you
had a siesta.
if you burn it off. But like if you're fishing and then, you've been fishing since, 4 or 5 in the morning and you still got to fish until 6 o'clock at night, you can do one of those little shots at
Mm-hmm.
1:30. But if I'm just sitting at home working on the computer, man, I can't even have iced tea.
Mm.
I'll be up all night
See,
long.
I love me my glass bottle Coca Cola in the afternoon.
Oh, you fancy motherfucker, aren't you? Uh,
It's the real stuff. I don't need no aspartame or fake stuff. Give me the Hecho
yeah.
de Mexico glass bottle.
The glass bottle. Ah, those things were so good, man.
Well, now there's in Falmouth a couple places sell like the little half glass bottle, which is
Really?
perfect. Oh, it's perfect.
Do they still charge you the deposit?
Yeah, yeah. Massachusetts, we can still return all our glass and cans.
Yeah, we
I don't. I throw them all in the trash. I don't got time for that.
all right. Oh, here's a question because I'm from Florida. Do you guys have to pay for your plastic bags? They don't let you use single-use plastic anymore?
Uh no, you don't even have the option.
Really?
In Falmouth, just like Nantucket, we cannot get single like
Use plastic.
what we can't get plastic water bottles. It's cans or box. Unless it's I get this hypocrisy, unless it's flavored. Or if it's a gallon or more. But like you want to go buy a single 12-ounce bottle of
Uh,
water?
c- they're
Nope.
discriminating against clear.
Yep.
Man, what?
You can't even get nips, dude.
Really?
Yeah, single use plastic. You got to move up to you got to get a fifth.
They're pushing you to drink, man.
uh, it's
They're
it's
pushing
just,
you to.
we're living in communities of contradiction. It's glorious.
Oh my God. And it's so funny because when I go to Canada, there's some stores that will not even give you
But you can go on Amazon and order everything you want and it's delivered the next day, except for the alcohol.
well,
But you want cases of Poland Spring, you can call Poland Spring and have a pallet shipped to Nantucket Island, and there's nothing they can do about it. You just can't buy it at any of the stores on island. And
it's so
everything's brown paper bags, but they're not even good brown paper bags. The handles blow off, the edges blow out. Like you I don't even know. You probably remember this, wrapping your textbooks in a brown paper bag.
oh
You
yeah.
you couldn't even do that with the paper bags nowadays. They're too weak.
No, we had good paper. Listen, that was like construction paper when I was a kid.
Yeah. And there was an art to it too. You could always tell like the kid who did it himself or the kid who had like mom was really good at
Mom
wrapping
did
gifts.
arts and
Yeah.
crafts. They bedazzled them. I Bro, I grew up in a ghetto. I didn't get any of that shit. I was lucky I had the brown paper bag with if it didn't have oil stains from whatever my mom brought home. It was listen, I was happy that I had a book, you know?
And remember, you could always tell the books too that you look to see if your buddies had them. You know, the inside covers.
It had
Like
names and shit. People would
what kind of like graffiti or rude shit or drawings or like what rumor was started because of the like the back inside cover.
oh that oh my God, that was the kid in when I was in third grade. He was in sixth and he smoked. He was a sixth grader that smoked. I got his book. No,
Mm.
yeah, no, I wasn't that lucky. I wasn't that lucky. Yeah, times have changed. Yeah, when I first went up to Nova Scotia, and they're like, "No, we don't have plastic bags." I go, "You don't have plastic bags, but you're selling me bread in a plastic bag. You're selling me chips in a plastic bag. Everything is
Oh
in
yeah.
plastic. I just can't put it in another plastic bag.
Oh yeah.
It
It's
doesn't
we
make
did
sense."
so now on the Cape to get water bottles for the boat. I can't even get them in the town I live in. So if I come back with the tender or even the big boat, like usually we get fuel on the Cape. Like if we need large volumes of fuel, we'll go to the Cape for it. I will have to drive the next town over, fill the bed of my truck with Poland Spring cases, then go back, load them on the boat to then smuggle them back to Nantucket. Even shit,
I,
when I leave the yard in June to go north, I fill the bilges with Zephyr Hills, and we drink Zephyr Hills till about August, and then I got to restock it with Poland Spring.
you fucking mule. You look just like Clint Eastwood in that movie, The Mule.
Just doing my best Boston George impression, but with
Oh my
water, water
God.
not blow.
Listen, man, I know on the real tight, we built it, we took delivery in 2000, so that's 26 years ago. But the boss put one of them reverse osmosis things
Oh, like the
behind.
Spot Zero shit.
Yeah,
You guys are way ahead of the curve.
bro. The old man was fucking awesome. People ask me what was the real tight like? I always tell them it was like being on the New York Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
We had an unlimited budget and we'd exceed it every month, man. He didn't, as long as he had what he want, yeah, get what you want, man. Eat,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Uh, yeah, he wanted, listen, when I used to order shit, I would order shit by the dozen, whatever it was by the dozen.
Well,
And he,
round numbers are better than odd numbers, anyways.
yeah, it's so much easier. Well, there's nothing worse than using something that he really liked and then you lose it.
I'm a big buy in bulk period person. Like but we still got bags of crimps that I bought 6 years ago that we're working on because I bought 1,000 count.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
why have to restock again?
Every year. Yeah,
Oh,
no.
if we're gonna buy hooks, we're gonna buy them by the 50, 100, 200 if we can. Crimp swivels, 500 or 1,000 count, and then it's easier. Like, okay, we're getting low. Go buy another 50 and top it off.
Yeah. No, it's always easier to do that. We even our leader, we would buy it at high not yeah, at Highliner, we'd buy the LP leader and 25 pound wooden spools.
Yep.
It's just so much easier. Way
I
easier.
mean, and that's nice too because it's also less memory. It's a wider coil,
Oh
so you
my
can also
God.
then you can also walk it all off, cut it all perfectly, then recoil it in like packs and whatnot. And
That's what we do. We would cut all our leaders before the summer.
mm-hmm.
You'd cut 200 liters and you put them in packs. And then at the end of every moon or at the beginning, however we set it up, we would make all new rigs for the moon. And uh, I say, I like the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm not a fucking
Mm-hmm.
rocket scientist. I'm just a dumbass fisherman. Uh, all, anything that had hooks in it were just two sizes. It didn't matter what the lure was.
Mm-hmm.
You either had a 10-inch or you had an 8-inch. So 10
Mm-hmm.
inches, we taped them with black tape, and 8 inches, we'd tape them with
Yeah.
blue tape. So, hey, what did that
That's how I
do?
do all our wind ons, a whole bunch of them. I make them all in bulk, but I'll do like 150s and 150s are green, 250s are pink Dacron, 300 is yellow Dacron, 400 orange Dacron, 500 is blue.
Yeah.
And
So
then
when
then
you,
it's just in a Ziploc, like five to a bag as needed. Like, okay, you can just color code. No looking through. Oh, this 50. Where are the 150s? Well, they're the green ones.
yeah.
So just get those, and you know what to put on.
Or, hey, man, we're getting low on the blue ones. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. It's not like shit. I just ran out. Now you got to catch up.
Exactly.
There's
And
nothing
it's all
worse.
about that's it's efficient. It's organization, but you can be inefficiently organized. or you can be efficiently organized with the system, whether it's color coded, obviously labels, but if you add color coding in, it's just that much quicker for, especially on the fly because it's visual.
I like the way you use that word, man. On the fly.
Yeah,
I
and
appreciate
then
it.
well, it's like a hockey term, man. We used to change, you got to get on and off the bench on the fly.
Exactly. No, no. Listen, it was little things like that. We could change a whole spread. First of all, we had three deckhands for Christ's sakes. And in St. Thomas, we were so efficient and fast at certain things. I think in the long run, it probably cost us two or three multiples throughout the year because we were clearing everything so fast. Even
Mm-hmm.
changing, even when we're pulling all ballyhoos, you can literally walk through it and you can change a whole spread out in less than 5 minutes.
If you have that many deckhands,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it
See,
was
like when
great.
we go back to Skillies, if we're going out, you're hoping maybe you see 10, we might have 12 spinning rods set up. People are like, why? It's like, well, we've got a couple rods are set up to cast porgies, a couple rods are set up to cast eels or dead ballyhoo. Others are set up to cast snapper blues or small pogies. It's every rod's different because if the fish doesn't want it, or we break it off, there's no sense. Like you lose too much time, retie it. Oh, you for some reason you broke fish ran under the boat, you break the main line on the bottom. Well, hand another one down.
Yeah.
That's already rigged in that much quicker. Or if we were to be potentially record chasing, then we got to have these rods are set up with the 20 pound main. These rods are set up with 30. These have 16. These have 12. And then even we've got some actually all look different. The rods are all custom and different actions just for what they're casting and the weight of what they're casting.
Man, how cool is that?
Because
So,
again, it's all visual. Like
yeah.
labels can be fine, but labels are usually small. If something's visual, I think the reaction time is quicker for when you need to do something.
No, no, I agree with you, especially as as you get older, you need the reading glasses. I got a story for you talking about getting older. We were on Mike Samuel's boat. It was Snick, Blaine Champlin, and myself. We were getting all the
Ooh,
we were getting
Motley
all
Crue.
Oh my God. Now mind you, it was the whole fucking crew on there, but it was the three of us getting the tackle ready that morning. And this has been a while. I'd say it's at least 9 years ago, 8 to 9 years ago. And I was using readers then, but I could still sometimes get away with certain things. And we kept walking back to the light and putting the line up and tying. And I see Snicky doing it. So I know I'm a little older than you. Snicky's a little older than me. And I'm not, I think Blaine's like 2 years younger than me.
Yeah,
And
I think Blaine's kind of floating in the middle of it all.
yeah, I think he's right in the middle of it. And I don't know what made me stop. And I'm like, look at us. I remember when we were stumbling home drunk from the bar to rig our baits to go out fishing. Here we are trying to hold up the line so we can tie a knot. I go, another 15 years, we're going to talk about the nice shit we took and the fact that we made it through a whole night sleeping. What the hell is happening to us, man? Listen, I'm glad I'm still here to tell the stories. That's that's all.
And we're all still fishing.
Yeah,
I
no.
look at I love what Snick fishes with us on El Diablo a lot, and I love always love having him on the boat for so many reasons, but also just watch him. We're all even when you make your graduation up to the wheel, you're still a mate at heart, or you should be, and that's
100%.
still where all the fun is. I look at Paul Murray's another great example of someone who's him and Cookie have seen it all, done it all, tagged them all. And Paul's still down there in the pit as enthusiastic as ever, whether he's sharpening hooks, tying rigs, respooling a line. Same with Cook, same with Snick. Um, it's I think we all relish in the opportunities to go back in the pit whenever we can,
Yeah.
because it reminds you where all the fun and joy is. It also allows you to maintain relevancy and keep up to date on as how things are evolving, and also to, especially if you got, bestow a little bit of experience or whatever you've acquired on the younger guys. And sometimes, you know, you can have some fancy ass knots, but the simple shit still works. I haven't figured out how to really tie that FG knot all too well, but
I don't know how to do it.
I can throw a couple biminis real quick and do a cat spot and put line on a reel probably just as fast. It all serves the same purpose. But it's especially to your point when you mentioned you, Blaine, and Snick. When so many of us can get on a boat together and all be in the cockpit, coming back to that fellowship part of it.
And having
Everyone,
fun.
everyone knows the dance moves, knows how to work, regardless of whether you're leading or following. And it's just the efficiency that happens from bite to release to tag. It's a real joy when you get to do it. Not obviously with your friends, but with your friends where everyone shares, more or less equal levels of experience.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing. Even if you are holding the line up to the light like a moth to tie
Well, now I have to hold it up to the light and wear glasses.
it.
Listen, in a couple of years, I'm just going to give up sail fishing and only going to do heavy tackle.
Okay, I mean the heavy tackle crackle's always where it's at, anyways.
Oh my God. Listen,
Yeah,
I've got
there's no tying. You're just crimping.
exactly. Exactly. Well, listen, I need the glasses to do the crimps for bluefin fishing because it's all like 180. I need the
Mm-hmm.
glasses, and now I also need the glasses to thread the needle to do my herrings in the morning because we're starting in the
Uh,
dark. I can't get the thread. I can't thread the needle, man, without my glasses. It's so bad. It's like, oh shit, son of, and I like to leave the dock in the dark. I like to at least have my first bait in the water before the sun comes up.
when it comes to tuna fishing, I firmly believe, obviously bluefins love to feed on a slack tide. Anybody who's bluefin knows that. But I'm a firm believer, especially with bluefins or tunas in general, but most fish, first light and last light bite. I don't care what the tide is. Everything that's when you're going from that nocturnal to diurnal or diurnal to nocturnal transition, everything is feeding at all times. I
100%.
remember like trolling in the canyons. Like older guys always say, at sunset, troll to the sun. The bait's chasing the lights, or troll with it with the bait because the predators are following.
Okay.
But tunas especially, I love the if sunrise is in late June, early July, we have our sunrise about 4 a.m. up in New England.
Okay.
It's because we're also running east anyways. Regardless of how fast the boat is, I want to be off the dock at like 1 a.m. 1:30.
Oh,
I want to be out there set up an hour before sunlight. Even if we're trolling in the dark
I
because
love it.
I want to get that twilight bite. It's like, all right, we're going home. We got the fish tail rope. Pancake Man is ready for us. Let's go offload this thing and get a short stack.
There's something about eating breakfast after a short day.
Mm-hmm.
There is something lovely about that.
But like whether if you're I'll stay with the tuna fish and you've offloaded, you've eaten breakfast, boat's clean, and it's not even 11 o'clock yet or noon.
Amen. Amen.
We're done. That's the beauty of skillies because we generally don't leave the dock till about 7, maybe
Uh,
8.
because you need the light.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, you can catch them early. There's no reason you can't. They got tails. There's no fences. There's no rules. But by and large, they're already in cold water, so they want to get warmed up. Whether you're on the troll or trying to sight them, they're going to be really lethargic because they're already in cold water to begin with. You don't have to get out there and even if especially if you're gonna try to sight them, you're not gonna. It's gonna be hard to see a lot of them until you start getting the sun behind you. So I mean,
from there.
it's gentlemen's fishing, and usually if we leave the dock at 7:30, we're back by 4:35, maybe six
Oh,
at the latest. It's gentlemen's fishing.
that is gentleman's fishing.
And if
That's
it's
like,
real good, we got draggers. So sometimes we go out with the 130s. If we go out early, we'll bring the 130s. You catch a few skillies, say you catch 4 or 5 skillies. Then we'll rip up to a dragger, try to catch a bluefin, eat lunch, go look for a couple more skillies, go home. Just 130s and 20-pound spinning gear.
all you have to tell me now is that you wear khakis and one of them little hats, man.
I can't.
That
Oh, and Sperry topsiders.
I used to own a pair of Sperry's, man.
I've still
I
got quite a
think
few pairs.
I think I owned a few of them. It's been years, but yeah, I owned some Sperry's back in the day.
I think when you come up, we might have to have Skillie branded khakis
My
with
man.
like with like the short sleeve light cotton button downs. You probably deserve epaulets at this point, anyways.
I don't know about that, but
And
you know what?
Snicky can get us the line on. He's always got it's the swordfish hat
Yeah. With the
with the long it's the super unstructured top. It's got the long bill, the
oh
black
yeah.
bill, and
You know what?
the swordfish hat.
You know what? You and I are gonna have to talk offline and put together a little package. I will. Oh yeah, I'll do it, man.
And we gotta Peter, whether he likes it or not, is getting one too.
Man, listen, I I don't think you have ever spent time with me and Peter. Me and me and him go at it in a very loving way.
Am I gonna see you Tuesday night?
Maybe.
I'm a 50-50 too.
Okay, so I'm definitely fishing. But they're talking about putting me on. So this is what we're talking about and this is something that I've been pushing the Billfish Foundation for a few years. Was listen, man, I'm a board member. Just let's make this like a project where people can follow what we're doing all year long in the different species and the different things we're
Mm-hmm.
doing. I go, let me just narrate this thing. I narrate everything else for everybody else. I'm your MC for every event.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Let me just narrate this thing. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, let's put that's why I wanted to know all the dates so I can go fishing with you up there, go fishing in the Gulf, go fish like I'm going to be there on Saturday on this week. And let's narrate what these satellite tags do with all the different species.
And this sailfish thing is such a no-brainer too for here. That follows with all the other groundswell projects that's going on with TBF, and again, like community collaborative research. But it's right in your back door here for TBF and so many of you guys that it's a no-brainer. And I think it follows on. There's a resurgence in people's overall interest in tag. Remember the old AFCO tag and flag?
Oh my
Whether
God, yeah.
it was longfins in the Northeast, billfish didn't matter. It was almost kind of like the TBF tagging awards predecessor, but the tag and flag was the thing, and it's cool seeing so many people getting interested in tagging, especially in Nantucket with the Skillie Project, and now with the Nantucket Anglers Club, we have a Skillie Shootout, a 2 week long tournament that started. And there's Peter and TBF have been great at providing a whole bunch of tags, and I've been able to educate a
How long
bunch of
how long does that last? That you're
two
that
weeks.
okay.
You get 2 weeks to fish, like 2 days or 3 days. So
Okay.
if you're gonna sight fish, it allows for so there's like they instead of boat size, it's boat height divisions. No tower or tower.
Okay. Fair
If
enough.
yeah, so like if you're a center console with no tower, how can you compete with even a 35-foot fly bridge?
Yeah.
Um, but the amount of guys that got interested with the tagging part, and I think they were more excited about being reporting that they got not just a release for the tournament, but a tagged fish for the tagging award. And it's really cool seeing this renewed interest in tagging in general. Obviously, with some of the billfish up north, we're in tuna town, so billfish get a back seat by and large. Uh, but so many people are interested in tagging, and it's just like how it should be here. it's so easy to put a tag in. Everybody should be spaghetti tagging. Every species, whether you're doing TBF, Grays, American Littoral Society, you know, the every tag tells a story is emphatically true.
No, it like you said, it's like a pen pal.
Yeah.
It's great. Who caught, and especially when it's one of your buddies that caught it.
Oh God, yeah. But
That,
I love when especially if you get all the anglers information from when I used to do a lot of juvenile bluefin tagging.
uh-huh.
And I had some old charter clients where we'll still get some recaptures from Dr. Molly LeCavich's Tagatiny project. And like I'll get an email from a charter client I may not have heard from in 10, 12 years. Picture of the certificate your fish was recaptured, the
That's
story
cool.
on it, and they're so excited. And in pen pal fashion, I haven't heard from these people since I stopped charter fishing. And then the fish brought us back to it. We've had some bluefins go 10, 11, 12 years at Liberty, and we tagged
Wow.
them at 27, 28 inches. And then a lot of them are harvested out to the east. Um, and some are harvested further south, whether it's Carolina or the Gulf or elsewhere. But it's wild seeing them like, oh, we released this fish when it was a year and a half, 2 years old, and it just got recaptured, and it's a 600-pound fish.
How cool is that,
And
man?
and I've even caught a few tags, which has been super cool, where the fish were tagged so young that they actually grew up, and only like this much of the tag was showing. It wasn't even like the full
It
stream.
wasn't a full streamer.
Yeah, like we had to like carefully try to get it out because we were selling the fish. And we didn't want to damage the loin and affect our paycheck at the time. But we'd have to slowly try to get it out. And we had some fish that were, I remember I caught a couple fish. I think Cookie had tagged a decade earlier off Chatham, and we ended up catching them off George's. And it's one of those like, oh, if only they had archival tags or long-term toe tags or PSAT tags. Where did they go in the last 10 years? Not just the
Yeah,
straight
not
line.
just a straight line.
We caught it 80 miles from where it was first released, but
Where did he
where
go?
did you go?
Where did you go in between that time?
And that's hopefully what some of the sat tag stuff with the Skillie Project will show. I mean, I'd love to see us have some white marlin, some skillies pop off in the Eastern Med. I'm curious to see how far south they go. Do we have fish crossing the equator to Brazil?
That's a
Uh,
good question.
because there's white marlin in the southern hemisphere. And now, do we have two distinct hemispherical populations? Are they mixing eastern and western side of the ocean as well as hemisphere? Or are the two hemispherical populations meeting somewhere similar to the European eel and American eel in the Sargasso Sea? And is there a is there a skilly orgy going on with all of them somewhere?
I want to be a part of that, man.
Yeah,
I want to be if they're having something like that going on in the middle,
you
I,
got to wear that jacket.
listen, I got a wig that goes with it too. I have a perm. I'll wear the permed hair, the jacket. I'll
I'm gonna
show
have
up with my
nightmares tonight.
I'm gonna send you a picture of me with the fucking fro.
Please don't.
Please don't. Come on, man. I look like Mr. Brady with a perm.
Cuban Mr. Brady.
Oh my God, it was great. Like I said, listen, I'm not a costume person, but Naomi, she's a costume person. She's a fucking Halloween nut. And when we first started dating, listen, she's welcome to go to everything I go to, but listen, fishing events are tough on anytime I had a significant other. And
Yeah, usually they don't like the dock talk
yeah,
because
well, that's what it is.
and there's a lot of tangents. We wander off.
Yeah, we do the weave.
Yeah, bobbing and weaving, working
Yeah,
the room.
we just kind of go.
Especially if you're a social butterfly, then it's like you're gonna go and it's like, ooh, I haven't met you before. What's your story? I'm gonna go talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. You go and listen, I can't get from point A to point B without being stopped by a bazillion people. and
You're an
uh,
international man of mystery.
I'm an enigma. I'm an enigma. Well, now Naomi, we've been together long enough that she knows everybody. So she'll start talking with some, and I listen. You're good, especially at a Billfish Foundation thing where I'm the MC. So now you got to sit quiet, or not sit quietly, but you got to sit by yourself. And I'm up on stage. I'm passing out awards. So did I ever tell you what I did last year?
I went last year.
Were you there when I announced the Costa del Mar president of marketing? Did I tell you? Were you there when I called what I
Oh
told
yeah,
everybody?
Robbie had just taken the job.
Yeah,
Robbie LaBelle.
exactly, and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't know, but Leslie Chan from The Hangover is here, and he
Ooh,
had
I missed that one.
my God. I shook his hand, and as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, he looks like Leslie Chan. So when I went up, I go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big round of applause to all our sponsors, yada, 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 yada. And I just met the new head guy of Costa Del Mar. It's Leslie Chan from The Hangover. Stand up. And next thing you know, I come back to the table, and he's like, you son of a bitch, I've had three people ask me for my autograph.
What? Welcome to the fishing industry, buddy.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you're here, you're gonna take a shellacking.
Oh yeah, right. But you know what? I spent some time talking with Robbie during the awards last year after Peter made an introduction, and Robbie's a good dude. I
He's a
really enjoyed
great
a
dude.
conversation. He Costa was already involved with Skillie, but once he learned about the project, he was all in, and it's he's definitely a good person for Costa to have at the helm, and also to be working with the Skilly Project and TBF, and obviously as a Costa ambassador as well, to have that contact and someone who has that enthusiasm for conservation as well as wanting to learn the fishing industry too, because it's not something that's in his background. He's a
Listen,
very open-eyed enthusiasm.
it's if you can be enthusiastic about it, it is a great fraternity to be a part of.
And it is a very fraternal
It,
order. And you can look at captain's trees are like coaching's trees too. And there's a
it's
lot of them you
cool as
can trace back,
shit, man.
especially when you start going back where, the guys that are so many are before us, your Jackie Morrows, um, your Skip Smiths, your Peter Wrights,
Wait, I
your
have to.
Eddie Herbert, your old
Well, there you
captain.
go.
He's what got the IGFA Hall of Fame coming
Yeah,
up,
but
right?
Skip is under his coaching tree.
Yeah.
Skip worked for Eddie, and I worked for. I mean, Eddie's coaching tree is unbelievable. He's got some killers on there. Jimmy David worked under him.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Jimmy's brother Freddie fishes with us on El Diablo all year long.
there you go.
Yeah,
I
and then
mean,
Jimmy goes up. He spent a bunch of time working for my buddy Chris Lynch with the Testigo, harpooning and rod and reel and bluefins when they were running around the same time. The Tally 7 was up there with Joe Belavia. The Cookie 2, Cookie and Paul were running around with the
I
Merritts.
worked on the Nance.
The
I
no
worked on the
problem.
Nancy Ann
Mhm.
next to Joe Belavia.
My buddy Charlie just bought. He owns the no problem now. The
Does he really?
46. He just got a full paint job. It's in Key West now. I think we've been talking about maybe taking it to Bimini for May.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's got a whole plaque on it from when Ronnie had it down in Venezuela, like the bronze plaque from that ownership. Put it on there. But yeah, he's doing a overall over the next year or so doing a full refit on the no problem.
How cool is that?
Yeah, and that's where there's a lot of history, and that to me that's where our modern day and our predecessors, and where science and research plays a big bridge in that. There's so much amazing history. It's the IGFA museum where they are now is incredible with that facility, but not having it in Dania anymore, there's
It's
a lot of
tough.
younger generations could do so much benefit for themselves, knowing
The history.
why our jobs and our careers are available, why science and research and giving back into the fisheries is so important. Where the techniques of today came from yesterday, and who led up to everything too. Who most of them don't know who Tommy Gifford is. They don't know who, you know, Frank Woolner is, who started, or Frank Mather. I remember Frank Mather as a kid in Falmouth and Woods Hole. I used to have some of his rods.
Wow.
And Frank's one of the godfathers of early on tagging, starting with the Apex Predator program, and then Jack Casey with Noah for the Sharks. It's coming full circle. Sport fishing and scientific research has had a hand in hand collaboration for probably 40 or 50 years, more so than probably most other fishing industries.
And it's funny you say that because I always tell people, because listen, I not only am I on a lot of these boards, I'm also very outspoken about some of the things that I'm passionate about. And I get accused of some pretty nasty things sometimes. I'm like, you guys don't realize that us fishermen, we are the biggest conservationist for our resource, for our sport, because
Fishermen and
we love
hunters
it.
in general. We don't have a
Exactly.
career, and we don't have our passions and our hobbies are intertwined with our careers too. For those of us like you and I, and many of the aforementioned individuals that we've been talking about over the last 2 hours, um, we don't want it gone. Most commercial fishermen, they don't want to outfish their resource. Like if you listen to them, they'll tell you what's coming and going.
Exactly.
I know a lot of older draggers. Some of my uncle's friends, my buddy Mikey's father, some of them, they actually said during the cod stuff in the 80s into the 90s, like, hey, like, we're overfishing it. Like, we need some restriction. But then it's NGOs get involved, ENGOs get involved, and then there becomes fraction and infighting, and everybody's losing, including the fish. But
100%.
but with proper research, utilizing those who are the best at doing it. Love the scientists, but most of them are not fishermen. They don't see the same things that we do because they're not on the water as much as we are. But when there's good, healthy collaboration amongst those communities,
It's
that
amazing.
that's it's the beauty of scientific grassroots, organic connections, making stuff happen. Here, you know how to do all this incredible data compression and utilizing the research technology. Let us do what we do best, and that's finding the fish, catching the fish, handling the fish to let them go. Because a lot of people, fish are far more resilient than people realize too.
100%.
They are so tough. Now, it is important that keep them wet. Absolutely, wet your hands if you're going to pick them up. If you don't intend on harvesting it, generally leave it in the water if you
Leave
can.
it in the water.
That all plays a major role. Don't hold it by the lips. Support its belly. That's all very valid stuff. I've caught some tunas that have scars on them. I got one with a gaff stuck in it once.
Really.
Um, it's they they can survive so much more than we realize. But on the same token, a lot of people lip gaff them now. There's major arteries that run through their lower jaw. That if you aren't careful, you can poke one of those, and that fish very well could bleed out after release. But so many of them, even when they're super tired, and we see you've seen it with, you've seen a lot more blue marlins than I have. To me, if a fish is still up, if its dorsal side is up and it's swimming away, just because it goes straight down, that doesn't mean it's a mud tart.
No,
They're going down to the benthic area to get oxygen and get safe from predators.
it's colder water, higher oxygen.
Less
Uh,
predators.
exactly. They don't want to be up in the high water column because that's where the predators are going to find them.
Exactly. And that's coming back to another thing where I think our whites are skillies again. One of my other hypotheses is when they get up in shallow, these big whites, I'd love to. I want to harvest one to sex it to see if it's a female. I have a theory that I think a lot of them are females. I wonder if they come up post spawn into our shallow waters because they have no real predator in these shallow waters. Sure, there's some makos around, but by and large, a lot of the makos are small. A blue
Yeah.
shark's not going to go after a skilly. Um, there's no threat of orcas. The only white sharks that I've ever seen back there are pups. The majority of the makos are under 6 foot. So I wonder if a lot of them are traveling up there post spawn to recharge in a safe environment.
What's the bait situation up on the flats like that?
Lots of
Is
half peaks.
okay. So there's plenty
Uh,
of food. There's plenty of food for them.
oh god, yeah. A lot of them they gorge themselves on squid.
Okay.
There's lots of squid. I wonder if a lot of them they may feed at night down deep on the squid, especially if it's got a good moon, and the squid will be up and active. But you got the half beaks. We'll get some of the I know they call them crack minnows in Ocean City. I don't know what they. I think there's some type of sardine. I don't know exactly what it is, but they're not a half beak. They're really small, silvery rain bait of some sort. There's amberines, there's banded rudderfish. There's a lot of stuff that can be in sargassum and whatnot that they could feed on. But primarily, you see them on the half beaks a lot.
Okay.
You'll see similar to the showers down here and the shoals and the patch reefs and the keys.
For the sailfish, yeah.
Yeah, you'll come up on it and you'll see half beaks showering, and lots of times there'll be a skilly or two balling them. And a common thresher's usually mixed in there too, chasing them.
How often do you run into those on the troll?
Oh, more often than you'd realize. If you're back there, they'll trick you too. They whip that tail, and you think you see a
That's
billfish back there.
that is
And
so
it's just
cool.
it's just that thing coming down.
They
And
are
God
so
forbid
cool.
you hook one in the top of the tail, you're breaking off. You're going to be there a while.
I've caught two, and both
Oh,
of them have
they're
been
badass.
both of them not, and they haven't been on the troll. They were sword fishing.
Do you get common threshers or do you get big eye threshers?
Oh my gosh.
Because the
I
big
know.
eyes like the super deep water. The commons stay up
No,
on
the
up on
this
the
was
continental shelf.
nighttime. Nighttime. Nighttime.
Well,
One of them was in the Pacific, was off of Costa Rica, and I'm trying to remember where the other one was. I
That
think.
that that could have been a common because I've seen them. They free jump a lot off Costa
Yeah.
Rica. But
I
I've caught some big ones bluefin, and in the fall we get some big ones up off the Cape bluefin, and I got one a few years ago when I was running the Blondie. We got one about 450, 475. I've got the tail taxidermy at my
how
folks'
cool.
house over in St. Pete.
How
Um,
cool is that?
oh, sorry, trying to ignore a call.
Yeah. No, I've ignored a handful.
Can you still see me?
I can see you and I can
Okay,
hear you loud and clear. Can
okay,
you?
good.
Whoa, hold on. Can you see my shiny jacket?
Not yet. I'm waiting for
The
I
signal to
gotta,
kick back in.
there we go. I think I'm better now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a beautiful one though. We ended up harvesting it. For a shark, a thresher actually tastes pretty good. Um, Out of the shark species that are fairly edible. I've got a beautiful. I got the tail, 7 foot 2 inch tail taxidermy on a wall. And the threshers are they're a cool fish. When
They're
you
a
watch them
cool animal.
underwater, how they talk about evolution. It's just, you know, and everyone thinks they hit it from the side. That
No,
tail
it
actually
goes
comes over the
forward.
top. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And you
imagine
wonder,
if that
how
thing
did,
hit you,
bro,
lights out.
I, I don't know what would be worse, the tail of a thresher or the bill of a swordfish.
Oh, I'll give that to the swordfish. I want nothing to do. I mean,
Ah,
my buddy Tyler Andresen, his father, Spider Andresen,
okay.
who was part of saltwater sportsman fame for many years. He grew up in Menemsha where they had all the dories and they were the stick boats for swordfish out of the vineyard. His father, Spider, was a dory boy, where they'd harpoon them and then they'd drop the dories in the water and the dory boys had to row out, chase the ball down, and then hand line them up. Well, eventually they started putting steel plates in the bottoms of the boat of the dories because the angry swords would come up and drive their bills through the sword, and sometimes
Ugh,
dory guys got impaled.
damn.
Yeah, and that goes back to that's how the skillies were found. That short swordfish fishery in Nantucket and the Vineyard because they were harpooning swordfish 500 pounders a mile from the inside of the island for many years. and they would just go out and just dart them and let the balls go, drop the dories, and those guys would start rowing after the fish until follow the weasel till it stopped. And then they started harpooning the skillies as target practice. And then it was Dougie Lindley, Bob Goodwin, Miles Reese, some other Nantucket guys were the ones who really started sight casting to them, and at one point set a whole bunch of world records on whites out in Nantucket in the 80s into the 90s. Robbie Goodwin's
Man,
mom actually still holds, I think it's the 2 pound or the 4 pound for white marlin, and it's 98 pounds off the island. And there's the current junior world records are both held from Nantucket and the Vineyard.
really?
At, yeah, 118 pounds, I think. Is the owner, the son of the owner of the Humdinger, and then this young kid, he said it a while back with my buddy Ronnie running the boat, and then this kid Stone from Nantucket a few years ago. I think he tied it. I won't say. I think it was 118 pounds, both of them.
That's pretty cool. Those are nice fish. They're
Oh
quality
yeah,
fish.
absolutely.
Those
You,
are
you get
quality
that. You get
fish.
that in Cape May or Ocean City, you're a happy man.
No shit. Anything in Cape May. Actually, I can't knock Cape May. Cape May is a cool little town. The only issue with Cape May is
Absolutely.
you just got to run so far.
Not nearly as far as we do in New England.
What are you guys running from Nantucket to get to the canyons?
Our short one's 85.
Shit, man. When I fished out of Cape May, I was running 125 miles.
Were you running up to the northeast towards the Hudson?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
you going southeast
We were
then?
going south. And back then, just FYI, just because I'm dating myself, I was on a fucking 18-knot boat, man. That's a long way to go on
Yeah.
18
A few
knots.
a few years ago, we had the water was so good so far to the east that we were running 165 to 170 southeast of Nantucket.
Oh my God. Yeah, but listen, you're going 30 knots. I was on an old 52 Hatter.
That's a comfortable boat, though.
Man, what was I, like 20 years old? I didn't care about comfort. I wanted to get there. I want to go fishing,
Yeah.
man.
But we were at one point there were some guys that we were fishing the furthest west we were fishing 2 years ago, I believe, was Powell Canyon. We were mostly fishing Munson upwards into Nigrin, and then after about 8 miles out, 9 miles after Nigrin is the Hag Line.
Damn, you're going. Next thing you know, you're going to be at the Flemish Cap.
Oh, the fishing was so good, but no different than probably over time. 15 years ago now, 2009, 2010, I think it was. The north side of Georgia's had a really good bluefin bite one fall, and we were fishing 3 miles from the Hag Line on the north side of Georgia's, running from Cape Cod.
Wow.
But the fish were so good. We had one day, I think we hooked 14 one morning, and we were loading up on cod, 20, 25 pound cod, and putting those on the hooks, filling the boxes, and then putting those on the hooks to get the bluefin bites. And
You,
even we hooked a
you
couple halibuts at the same time.
any nice size to the halibut?
We've actually seen quite a few the last few years.
That's nice.
The east of the Cape has come back. My buddy Josh White, they got one probably 4 years ago that was 77 inches, proper one. And
Yeah,
then there
man.
were a couple fish taken last year on the north side of the Cape that were into the mid 80 inches.
Wow.
There's a
There's
few
stuff.
caught every year. We haven't, El Diablo hasn't punched its ticket yet, but a bunch of our friends have. So maybe this year it'll be the one. We had some great haddock fishing last year. Probably
Really?
some of the best haddock I've seen in a long time. They're all 10 to 15 pound haddock and just automatic. Six people, drop down, two fish coming up every time.
Captain Curtis's mom makes us fried haddock every third day of fishing.
Ooh, haddock is so good. I'll take haddock over cod all day long.
Oh, it's delicious. It's
No,
so
no
good.
worms either. Cod can have worms. Haddock don't have worms.
I've seen plenty of worms in cod.
And the key with haddock too is don't cut it the same day you caught it. Gill it and gut it, and then pack it on ice for like 3 days.
Oh, so
Let the rigor mortis sit in, and it tastes better and it cuts better.
interesting. I know yellowfin we'd always let sit for 3 days.
hmm Striped bass too, tilefish. I got a bunch of chef buddies on the island that have told me like they'll dry age them in a good chilled cooler for like upwards of 7 or 8 days before they cut them and then serve them.
That's what yellowfin, we'd leave on ice until we wanted a piece, and then you cut the piece you wanted, and then you'd put them in a bag,
Yeah.
uh, but leave the fish whole. Just cut off what you want and leave the skin on whatever, and just like that, because that fish get better and better.
There's so much fish if you take a charcuterie approach to it. Get fish that you otherwise think is striped bass for me personally, I think tastes like a bag of pennies. But then a chef buddy served it to me 10 days old, dry aged,
Ooh,
and I was blown away.
really?
He's like you got to let the moisture get out, let it retract. He's like it's like marbling in meat. Let it age, and everything gets a little tighter, and the flavors get better. So I've started doing that more with a lot of fish, especially tunas. Even if you cut the steak fresh that day, wrap it in paper towel in the fridge. 2 or 3 days, just keep changing it and just let it get tight.
I know when I was out in Hawaii, when they make poke,
Yep.
most of the boats don't have a fish box. So when it comes in, they whack it out, and you gotta, take it away. I grew up where you gotta let tuna sit for 3 days. And so I would get my loin, I'd wrap it up in paper towels, and I'd leave it in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 days. And then I'd make poke, and it was just a totally different thing.
I mean, you can't talk about poke, marlin pokey.
I love marlin poke. I love,
And as
man,
much as I love tagging my skillies in research, if I can harvest one a year, white
white
marlin
marlin
is
is delicious.
tasty.
White marlin is delicious. Now, blue marlin, the only issue I have with blue marlin, whenever you make like blue marlin jerky, it gets in between your teeth so bad.
It's blue marlin's really fibrous.
Yes. Yes. It'll kill you. If you don't have one of them little picks with you after you eat the jerky,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be in pain. You're gonna be in pain. So, brother, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
dude,
I was
I
pretty excited to get the call to come on.
listen. Well, again, you know my love for the Billfish Foundation, and I love the fact that you reached out to them. And listen, I just wanted to catch up. We don't get a chance to catch up very often. Uh,
No,
we're on that same group chat, and every once in a while I see some smart ass comment, which I really truly enjoy. Uh, uh, no,
I'm just a bleacher creature, and every now and then I throw some popcorn at the players on the field.
yeah. I listen, and with me, with the way I travel, I love, like, I put up that little Mediterranean spearfish, or me dressed up in a
Hmm
tobe in Saudi Arabia or something. Hey guys, look what I caught. So I was really happy to be able to catch up with you here, and I'm looking forward to getting a chance to fish with you up in Nantucket. Um,
Absolutely, man. Hopefully I'll see you this week. I said I'm 50-50 on Tuesday night's dinner,
are you going to
and
definitely fish with Mike Samuels?
I'm playing it by ear based
Okay.
on what I got to see what my boat schedules are going to be here.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to fish a day. I know they got like Thursday, Friday, Saturday for fishing days.
They do, but listen, if they tag everything on the first day, it's done.
Which and if I miss it, I don't care because it's
Yeah.
all the kind of like Skillie Project stuff. It's one of those where, if we get a hot bite the last week of July, I'm like, you know what, fucking rifle everything out the quiver if we can, because we may save some, because I'd like to
Yeah.
get different bodies of fish, but it's sometimes some years we get 1 week and then one storm comes through and it's over.
And it's over.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of like, all right, like we got to make hay when the sun shines. So I mean, that's one of where we're like, do I want to be a part of it and put tags out with this new initiative? Absolutely, but if my schedule doesn't allow, and Peter says we got every tag out, fuck yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's cool.
outstanding. That's the sole purpose. Get every tag out.
Get every tag out. Every tag tells a story, man.
Absolutely.
That's, but I am looking forward to going up there and I guess
Totally.
I guess you got an event. There's an event up there the week in August. Uh the Canyon or the Block or something, I don't know.
Uh
Some kind of
well,
tournament or something.
in late July or mid July, you have the Oak Bluffs Blue Water Classic. And then after that, the last week of July is the Tri-State Canyon Shootout in Block Island. And then the first or second week in August is the Big Game Battle that runs out of Nantucket.
Okay.
And then there's a bunch of boats that then you got White Marlin Open Mid Atlantic that a bunch of boats then bail out to go down there to fish those, and then some come back for the late August and September fisheries, October
What's
fisheries.
going on in August that they were talking about some kind of event? That third week in August. Is there something going on either before or right after?
Probably the Big Game Battle would be right before the third week in August. I think. I think that's second week, maybe.
I don't know. Second week, I no that it's the 23rd through the 30th that they booked me out for. I don't know.
Um, no, I mean there's the whole whatever like Skillie week that Joe and Hannah and all them do their thing, and I just follow along.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's what they're pushing for because they I think they're inviting the different sponsors and
yeah, that's what we
stakeholders.
did last year. That's when they're going to do it again because that's when they were trying to do it more midsummer. And myself and Robbie Goodwin, those of us who were from up there, we told them like, look, there's too much going on. Usually the boats have too much of our own schedules going on
Yeah,
that it just and there's again lodging. If any other boats are going to try to come, the likelihood of finding a slip on Nantucket
it's going to be
is
tough.
there's one one marina on the whole island really that has public access, and it's they said they know we're coming and we get the same slip every year and we still put in our booking this last November for this upcoming summer.
Yeah, no. I listen. I've been to Nantucket before, and
So
you got to book way in advance.
oh yeah, it's it's the definition of supply and demand. That's for sure.
Oof. Uh,
But that last week in August can be a lot of fun. Hopefully, if we get good weather, there can be some. Sometimes it could be a late season. A few years
yeah.
ago, we had the first week in September was stupid skilly fishing that we all stumbled upon it coming back from the canyons. We weren't even expecting them. I remember one day we were running back and we saw 23 fish and we were just casting dead ballyhoo at them because we had nothing else. We weren't expecting to see skillies.
That's
And
hilarious.
starting at 50 fathoms, we worked on 23 fish all the way up into 10 fathoms. So
That's
hopefully
amazing.
we get this past summer it was leading up. There were some good fish around, and it was looking good. And then we had two fragments of storms broke off, and hard northeast came in, and
And busted everything up.
yeah, blew it off. But it's it's still great having all of you that are various parts of supporting the project come up. Obviously, see the island if people haven't been there, because as you know, it's a pretty magical place. It's
It's
it's Fantasy Island with a lot of history in sport fishing too. And then to get a lot of them up into the Anglers Club where they can meet some of for you guys to meet some of the pioneers of the industry. And it's I know Rick Weber when he came up, he was reconnecting with guys that his father Dick had fished with and worked with 30, 40 years ago.
I just
You
talked to
know,
Rick earlier today.
and like
He called me
and
up.
there's a lot of history up there. There's guys who were instrumental in early ICAT stuff, early TBF stuff, early CCA stuff. Names that 99% of people in the fishing world these days, if you mention it, would have no idea who they are. But the reason we can do everything we do is because of them. And they weren't captains; these were guys who were do the net like next level in doing stuff like your Chris Wells, your Ken Hindmans, your Frank Mathers. Like they all have a great connection into that island.
I'm looking forward to. I haven't been there in I think 30 years, 32 years. It's been a
It's
while.
Not a whole lot has changed, and a lot has changed all at once.
I'm looking. I've even contemplated. I've talked to Naomi. We should go up there like in the wintertime. We
Oh,
used to.
if you want to bring her up, come up
Yeah.
late September, early October. It's a little chilly, but the water's good. That's when the scalloping's going on. A couple buddies and we can take you out scalloping. I want to see you in the water diving.
I'll tell you what. I'm up in Nova Scotia until Columbus Day. How long are you up there?
Oh, well, I mean, I live on the Cape, but I got the boats up there. I don't leave till the end of October.
Okay.
And
Well, maybe,
we pretty much just bluefin and haddock fish, codfish, halibut fish, all of
yeah.
October.
I'm scheduled out until Columbus Day in Nova Scotia, and then after
But
that, I'm free.
recreational scallop is open after Columbus Day. That's a great time to come, and
Sweet.
you can bring a pile of scallops back. Lodging super easy. A lot of the restaurants are all still open. It's a really nice time to come. Like, well, because September, October, like that's the local summer. That's the second summer
Yeah,
after Labor Day.
that's when it's nice.
Oh yeah.
I listen. I had never seen leaves change until I started going to Nova Scotia. I woke up one day. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What are you talking about? What is all these colors?
Well, that's where you
What?
get the leaf. Then you start getting the leaf peepers,
Yeah,
the tourists that want to see them change.
yeah. That's my favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong. Catching a bunch of giant bluefin tuna doesn't bother me, but seeing all the leaves change, I absolutely love it.
And the Canadian Maritimes are God's country too. I loved my years in fishing out of North Lake and PEI.
Oh,
If you ever go to Surrey, have you fished out of Surrey at all on the
no.
south side? There's a place there called Breakwater 21 restaurant. You will have the best hamburger you've ever had in your life.
Wow. I
And
might.
anybody who's been there and is listening and understands in Surrey, Prince Edward Island, Breakwater 21, just up the hill from the harbor, they get a great fish chowder with hake, but their hamburger is still to this day the best hamburger I have ever had anywhere in the world.
The land of potatoes.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Red clay shoreline and potatoes.
Oh man, dude, they got some fucking potatoes there. There's
They
a
got
guy.
good mussels too.
Oh my gosh, they've got phenomenal muscle. We got a guy that has oysters. We buy oysters for everybody that
Hmm.
fishes with us. We got a couple guys from Texas. These guys got to eat like 50 oysters a day. I mean,
Ooh.
non-stop, non-stop.
I like oysters, but that's a lot.
Man, when you start breaking it down, 50, I might eat three or four. It's
Yeah,
not that
so
much.
three or four, I'm good. Like scallops and mussels, clams, I can chow down on.
I can chow down on some. I can eat clams way more than I can eat mussels. I can eat oysters more than I can eat mussels. I
When the scallops, I'll eat myself to. I'll get myself sick on purpose. I'll eat so many of them.
ooh
Oh, just raw, just shucking and eating.
yeah. I'm but
Cold beer and fresh, like you're still in your wetsuit. Sometimes you climb out of the boat, you just sit there and just sit on the boat for a breather. Eat a couple scallops,
recharge.
dive back in, go get some more. Sometimes you might get a blue crab in the process, a couple big cohogs.
What how deep is the water you're diving for these scallops?
Depends. I mean, we're just snorkeling. I'm just free
Yeah.
diving. There's some guys who'll put tanks on.
Yeah.
But last year, the one day I only got out once last fall, and it was I want to say, I mean, I could stand like
Oh, okay. So it's not, yeah, so it's not
maybe
bad.
4 feet. The previous year, I was doing some. It was like 7, 8 foot. Like you with the fin, like you could get your fins to kind of touch the bottom, but you had to dive down a
You
bit.
had to dive down.
Yeah, it
I've
all depends. It just some depends on where it's good each year. This 2 years ago was really good. This year was good. This upcoming year is probably going to be off the charts good. I think for diving for them, and then you
hmm.
get a whole month of pretty much recreational before they open it up for commercial.
I might have to put that. You know what? I'm looking at my calendar right now. Let me just put it in there so I just to remind myself, you
Yeah,
know.
that's. I mean, that's if on your way back from Nova Scotia, especially to have the girl come with you. You know,
Oh,
do a little bit of time on the island. The Cape is beautiful. Then you got Newport, and then Boston. Hopefully the Red Sox are good. Maybe they're in the playoffs. You catch some, you know,
Oh,
October baseball in Boston.
listen, I'm a Yankee fan.
Oh, that's fine.
That actually, I have more Red Sox fans than I friends than Yankee friends.
Have you ever been to Fenway?
No, I would love to go.
As a baseball fan, you would love it. I've only
I,
been to one Yankees game in my life, but thankfully I got in New York.
yeah,
I should say Yankees game in New York. Um, actually went to Game 7 in '04 of the ALCS. Pretty good one to go to. And but I got to see old Yankee Stadium,
I went to Old
which
Yankee.
was
I haven't
super
been to.
cool.
Yeah, I haven't been to New
Um,
Yankee Stadium yet.
Boston's a killer time in October too. You could have a really fun time with the girl.
I might say I take a week. Who knows? I don't know. It's her schedule that's a little harder than mine. As long as I got a computer and Wi-Fi, I can work
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. I mean, Nova Scotia, I'm doing different things, so I'm more busy. But she's a equine vet, so she's got horses. She's got patients she has to visit.
Mm.
So it's not the same, even though she wants to retire. I want to work hard enough so she can retire. So she could travel with me, so I don't go all these places by myself. I want her to. I'd love for her to see Saudi Arabia.
That Middle East stuff looks pretty wild. That whole Gulf of Oman fishery too. There's so many fisheries you can look at, and you just
Gulf of Oman is badass.
if you look at like if so many like what we do here with the U.S. sport fishing crowd, just our skills and our abilities and networks and the machines that we floating machines that we operate. There's some fisheries where it would Anthony and bad companies showing it in a lot of their
Yeah, no,
travels.
no, he definitely is.
Um, it's like I love to. For me, it's Ireland's bluefin fishery would be
Oh,
so. I would love to take a sport
bro,
boat to Ireland and
you
just be fishing out of Ireland.
I've been asked to host a bluefin tournament in the UK.
Yeah, because they've got a resurgent
The-
fishery too.
in the last few years.
Yeah,
Them, Ireland, Norway, Denmark. Uh, so if you want to do that, I got a guy. I got a guy. And if you
yeah,
want to come with me, I'd love to have you. I'd love
yeah.
to
That'd
have
be pretty cool. Keep me in the loop on any of that stuff.
you. Yeah,
'Cause I know in Ireland, there's only one or two guys that charter in Ireland. It's on the northwest corner of Ireland, above Galway. And I
okay.
mean, a lot of they're pulling squid bars. Like there's stuff that it's like they're stuck in 1995 in New England. That if we went in there, whether it was rigged bait, like throwing a swimming mackerel or throwing a kite up with some
Ooh,
live bait, and it would be. I also want to I want to bring a US four, but I'd love to put the 72 Viking in downtown Galway to stage before we go up to Donegal,
that would
just
be
because
cool
it would look so damn cool. You imagine just
with that
fishing with
backdrop.
the backdrop of the cliffs of Ireland, and you're catching giant
Oh,
bluefins, and then you go in and you get in the morning, you have your bangers and mash and a pint of Guinness, maybe a shot of whiskey, a little spot of tea to warm up in the afternoon.
you know, ICAT gave the UK a quota this year.
A commercial quota?
Yeah, not a big one, but they gave him a quota.
Wow.
Yeah,
Historically, they've never had anything there,
no,
even in Ireland. I think in Ireland has their own national rules too. I believe it's very difficult to harvest a fish. Period, even
I
recreationally.
anything in the in the EU is tough.
Yeah,
Recreational fishing isn't really observed in the EU. It's
they're
dog eat
missing out
dog.
on a lot of economy.
I when it comes to governments, and I'm going to speak very general here because I deal with a lot of governments.
Uh-huh.
I get wrapped up in a lot of shit that I don't necessarily want or need, but I get wrapped up in it. Um, a lot of governments are short-sighted in the money up front as opposed to the deferred money in the back,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Totally. I
yeah.
think not just. I mean, and that's not just outside of the U.S. boundaries. It's also there's a lot of states that don't quite understand the economic values of recreational fishing and how deep it goes into its communities.
100%.
Even places that rely heavily on tourism. Florida's a shining example who does a fantastic job of promoting their fishing. But there's a lot of the New England states, some of the mid-Atlantic states have incredible. I mean, I'm biased to Massachusetts, my home state. I think we have as world-class fishing as, or I'll say the Northeast in general, that can hold its own against anywhere in the world,
The
given the time of year. But a lot of the states just they don't push it, or they make it very difficult for out-of-staters to come and fish, not even on a charter boat, just with their own boat. And they're
yeah.
missing out on so much for the communities and the state's economies as a whole.
The thing with Florida compared to other states is our fishery, all of the recreational, fresh, inshore, offshore, all of it, we have 12 months out of the year.
Yeah,
So when you're looking at
we do too.
tourism,
We do too. Just seven of them are kind of rather
it's
not
it
nice to be on the water.
it's tough.
Yeah,
It's
you have
tough.
very favorable weather 12 months out of the year.
Yeah, so we can have an influx of people and they mesh all 12 months out of the year as opposed to you guys that have three, let's say 3 months, and it's probably
Yeah,
shorter than that in Massachusetts, where all the people that live there want to use that resource. So if you open it up to many more, it would be really, really hard on the resource. You want to make sure you take care of your residents first.
totally. I get that. But I think it's also there's Massachusetts is actually a great, there's a lot of opportunities for surf fishing in Massachusetts compared to other states.
Uh-huh.
And I think they could do better if they're starting to build a few more piers.
Okay.
The southern states are much better with having fishing piers that I think more states in New England need to take advantage of. And there's a lot you can do with scientific research and putting instruments on them above and below them. Um, but there's a lot of charter boats in Massachusetts that could benefit from, I think, just promotion. There's for boats coming and visiting, it's hard anyways because it's so limited with the amount of marinas in general,
Yeah.
especially during high season. But if they just promoted even their charter fisheries more to get more people to visit these communities and fish, not just in the high months of July and August. If you're a fisherman, you don't care so much about school schedules. I mean, you
No,
do if you have kids, but if you want specific fisheries, you
you got to
know,
come when they're there.
you look past our striped bass, bluefish, bluefin tuna, and then on the secondary levels, you've got your sea bass, your cod, haddock, flounders. In the falls, we get the false albacore and the bonito, which is huge. False albacore blow my mind. North Carolina up, it's a game fish. South of North Carolina, it's a bonito, and it's
Trash.
trash. And then we get all the real bonitos, the green ones, the toothy ones, and they're another great fishery. There's without it being exploited, I think are the season from an economic standpoint for a lot of states. If they promoted it better, they could increase their charter boats' peak operating times. And therefore, that would also benefit. Most of those communities are also tourist summertime communities, anyways. The restaurants, the lodging, the Uber drivers, the little shops, you name it. Like fishermen travel just like hunters.
Oh my God.
Passionate hunters and fishermen travel and we spend money. Even those of us who when we go on our own busman's holidays, like,
Yeah.
we spend money because we want to have a good time. You also want to support the communities that are supporting the resources.
That's when I go fish. There's a tournament I fish. I fished the last 3 years in Japan. The first year I was there, they're like, "Hey, you can have dinner at the hotel. We got you dinner at the hotel, a pass." And I'm like, "Hey, no, 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 no. I'll pay for my whole team. We're gonna go out to the town. Uh, I want to.
Let's get some omakase. Like
Yeah,
let's
I want to
experience it.
First of all, I want to experience. I want to. I want my friends to experience the local economy, but I also want to give money to the local economy. There's a tournament
Hmm.
going on here. I don't want to sit and just eat hotel food. I want to go out and I'll pay for the translators. Now they don't even ask. They're like, "Hey, what do you want to eat every night?" And oh, okay, I want to make these new friends. They haven't had, okonomiyaki. I want a yakitori restaurant. Okay, we want to take you this one because this is a special one. Okay. I'm
Hmm.
friends. I'm friends with this shabu shabu restaurant owner. Uh, Great lady. She's like in her 60 years old, but very animated, super nice. We got blown out because there was a typhoon, so we went there for lunch, and she asked to take some pictures. I said, "Hey, let me take a picture with you," and she put it on her Instagram page. So her and we've been in contact for the last 3 years. How you been? Next time you come, even if you don't come fish the tournament, come up here and have dinner with me. Okay, yeah, let's go. That's part of visiting all these towns
Hmm.
is meeting the business owners, getting to know them. It's like going to the Bahamas or going to Nantucket. You meet the business owners. You want to support it. You want to bring that money to their economy. To me, I
Yeah.
think it's important because
And they appreciate it too, because then they want to show off. Residents and business owners want to show off the best things that their community has to offer. And
100%.
then I find it no different than when I'm running the boats north and south. There's specific ports that, over the years we've all stopped in the major ones, and now I start trying to pull into almost like
Small ones.
secondary ones, small ones, just to check them out. And a few of them have become standard spots for me now because of the hospitality involved when I arrive. And it's like, all right, I want to spend, like, I don't mind, in the fall having a latitude, you know, restriction. Like, all right, if I'm going to be stuck somewhere for 2 days before I can go further south 3 days, like I've got a little spot in Virginia now in the Chesapeake that I stay at rather than going all the way into Norfolk. And I've gotten to know the dock master, some of the local charter guys to where it's like, this spring, if I get stuck there going north, hey, let's get an opening for a half day Kobe, or let's go do something.
Yeah, let's go do something.
Yeah. Like, how can I help you promote you? You got an open spot. We gave the boat a bath this morning. We like, let's go fishing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got to hook your cook spot. Cool. Let's go get a Kobe and let's go. Like, where's your bar and restaurant? Show me your spot. Let's
Yeah,
keep rolling this.
let's meet some new people in the industry. Listen, again, it's that fraternity we talk about,
Yeah, and a
you know,
rising tide lifts all boats.
everybody, everybody. And then next thing you know, they might be down in Florida or they might be somewhere and they shoot me a message. Hey, I'm going here. Can you hook me up with somebody? Oh
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, let's do it.
And you get to pay it forward.
Exactly. Exactly. You're
And,
helping
th-
a
and that's
buddy's
no
business
different
out.
coming full circle. That's all tagging is. We're paying it forward to the resource for the next generation.
Listen, I'm always looking for my replacement. I got to give this jacket to somebody.
Oh, trying to think. We you could have a lot of fun with the bequeathing of the jacket.
It'll be queefy. Listen, I'll make sure I save it. Listen, I got a few of these. I had another shirt that was very bedazzled. I was thinking of doing this. I'm like, no, I had already made up my mind on this one. I knew I was going to wear something special for you on the air.
Oh, I appreciate it. I wish I had a blazer on the boat if I knew
To
it was
be
going to be
honest with you,
a formal setting.
I wasn't sure what to expect from you, to be honest with you, man. I wasn't 100% sure. Yeah, exactly. So, my brother, thank you so much. Everybody who's listening, thank you so much. And we will have a great story for you after the Skillie Project this year.
Appreciate you, Fly. Hope to see you this week.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out.
Later, man.